with the blinkers.
Caloundra last Sunday.
Pat knows him very well. He's of the opinion that he seems to race better.
Sees it. These 3-year-old Magic Million trophies are normally run at a hectic pace. Metres to go. Gold Edition led Stormpede. Nelly got there out 3 deep. Publishing getting a glorious run on the fence. He's fourth. They're followed by Grand Reeve Ulladulla. Further back 5 ways for action. And Sweet Ace is next as they corner. Gold Edition first for home. Now Publishing gets off the fence as they corner. Gold Edition at the 300 out by 2 to Publishing. Stormpede 5 ways and then Grand Reeve. But Gold Edition, she bolted away inside the 200. She's out by 4. Grand Reeve second, followed by Publishing and Sequential Charm. But look at Gold Edition, she's making an absolute mess of them. Gold Edition won by 6 lengths to Grand Reeve. Sequential Charm third for Action. Publishing, Stormpede 5 ways and then Grand Reeve. But Gold Edition, she bolted away inside the 200. She's out by 4. Grand Reeve second, followed by Publishing and Sequential Charm. But look at Gold Edition, she's making an absolute mess of them. Gold Edition won by 6 lengths to Grand Reeve. Sequential Charm third for Action, fourth from Prince Leo. The next time in the race, the Spear, followed by 5 ways, and then comes Publishing, which never...
After that?
Oh, we'll let her tell us, you know. We've had the cake, the crumbs, the icing, and now the cream on top of the cake. What more can you ask for? So, but she loves racing. And
Was you by the margin?
a little, but I've seen her do the same to them at Flemington, so I wasn't, when she's been aimed at races and had a trouble-free run like she did yesterday, she usually gives it to them pretty big time.
Ron, can I do...
The first thing people usually lead with is when you're going to give this poor horse a spell or similar words to that.
Well, when are you?
Well, if there was a $1 million race on Wednesday, I can assure you she'd be slightly better than she was yesterday. So. But there isn't, so...
Ron Beatman, very confident before the race.
That was the most eerie thing that I've come across. I almost changed religions over it.
It works for him.
When we were talking before the race, I was milling over what he should do, really, and he looked very quietly in the eyes and said, Ron, it's a one-horse race, don't worry.
Blue skies, it's been a great day of racing with Gold Edition, and the feature race is still to come. That is the Magic Millions for the 2-year-olds. Here's Hensley as Bart's filly. Mimi LeBrock still the outright favourite.
It's the one that's had the best support by a long way in this race here. At the moment, 5-6.
Then Mustang. Now Mimi LeBrock is going up about 6, but trapped out wide, and Hassan Lightning is going through and between runners. Eswell Asher. Then Kazoo, followed by Solo Flyer, getting a long way back, and then Vecchia Roma. Sashanka's a long way back, and so too Rock Idol, My Man Murphy, and Feline Hunter. They're coming up to the bend, 500 metres to go. Puss in Boots led Conquering Spirit, Kiki. St. Rouge getting a lovely run on the fence, fourth. Mimi LeBrock a little bit deep, turning for home, and Royal Ashes next, and Hassan Lightning and Esperante. Puss in Boots in front up the 300 from Kiki, and then Mimi LeBrock and Hassan Lightning's coming through in the middle with Royal Asher and Kazoo coming down the outside. Mimi LeBrock, Royal Asher and Hassan Lightning. Hassan Lightning got up on the inside of Mimi LeBrock. Hassan Lightning and Mimi LeBrock. Mimi LeBrock beat Hassan Lightning and Royal Asher. Kazoo's run fourth. Then Vecchia Roma, Rock Idol, Esperante, followed then by St. Rouge. The next time in the race, Solo Flyer. Then comes Mimi LeBrock for Bart Cummings and Hugh Bowman. The Magic Millions. Mimi LeBrock was trapped a bit wide down the side.
She'll probably sprint him in the last sectionals. And it won't turn out that way.
Hassan
was good.
How good is she?
I'll let you know later.
That's so bad, isn't it? It's not a track that you want to be sitting wide, and although I had cover, I was 3 wide, and I think she's got improvement. I think she's got maturing to do.
Sino Prince could have been at the Gold Coast today, came here and now runs into Lucky Secret.
Yes, Bruce, sir.
Gutsu, hard-ridden, ambitious general, but he cruises around the turn. Lucky Secret here for Brereton. 2.5 in front of Spender Diamond. Gotta Have Heart. Renman Road for Gutsu, Starbird, ambitious general. Now he clicks him up at the 250-metre mark. Lucky Secret. He finds 3 lengths now on Gotta Have Heart sticking on. Followed by Spender Diamond, the outside then for Gutsu. But it's Lucky Secret in front, given a couple of cracks behind the saddle. He'll get home. Lucky Secret 3/4 Spender Dime. A deck away third for Gutsu. Casino Prince was making ground from Ambitious.
Well, he makes it 3 out of 3. He got the job done. He's run quicker time than the fillies in the previous. He's run 1:9.39 compared.
Look at some terrific racing in Hong Kong yesterday, the Challenge Cup. And this is a seriously good horse, Sacred Kingdom, with Dan Nikolic aboard.
Chance setting a strong speed, a length and a half on Sacred Kingdom, travelling strongly. Good to Great still off the bit, then Short Joy. Deeper out Thunder Dancing and Profiting Champion. Danny Nikolic gives Sacred Kingdom just a little more rein, and he quickly brushed past Choice and Chance, Short Joy. King of Fly running on with Pacific Advantage. Now he asks Sacred Kingdom to go. He sprints. King of Fly's pulling some ground off him. He's gone for the whip today on Sacred Kingdom and holds King of Fly to a length. Pacific Advantage third. Then Zavone, Short Joy. Further back to
Dan Nikolic aboard Sacred Kingdom. How good is this fella?
Look, we didn't cover this race on the tab yesterday, but I wanted to show this horse. I think he could be potentially one of the best horses in Hong Kong. He's only a lightly raced horse. 3 starts, 3 wins. I remember him trialling in Australia. Clary Connors had him, and everyone was waiting for him, and all of a sudden he's arrived in Hong Kong. But Mark de Montfort rode him in some barrier trials, and Mark's a very good judge of a horse and doesn't wrap horses very often, and he said this horse was every bit as good as Catbird before he left, so keep a close eye on him. He, you know.
Looking at the Group 1 Telegraph handicap, a good field here. Darcy Brahma is in the orange colours, trying to get between runners now.
Sea Changes after her, coming strongly, and here's Darcy Brahma. He's coming out and after them with a great turn of foot. Darcy Brahma goes up, hits the lead. Sea Change fights him hard on the inside. Darcy Brahma's in front of the Telegraph and drawing away, and Darcy did it brilliantly. Outstanding winner to Sea Change, K's away.
Indeed, he won well by Dane Hill out of Grand Ashes, Mark Walker and Opie Bossum aboard.
Yeah, it was a good win. This horse has come to Australia in second in the Australian Guineas behind Apache Cat. Yet to win in Australia, but notwithstanding, I think it's a pretty talented horse. A beautiful ride here by Opie. Sat back, got the great splits through, was never in doubt over the last 150 metres, and it was a pretty. Oh, did he?
TT
Smith. I apologise. I stand corrected. G.I. Jane was in the race. She won the BTC Cup, ran second in Stradbroke. Some good horses. Sea Change was in it. Hustler Chow Chow. It's not a bad.
They run 1-7 flat. They didn't seem to be going that quick up front. For the time students, you worked that one out, but it's a very fast track, that Trentham, I can tell.
Principal event for the evening, the Group 2 Carline Stakes over the 1,200 metres. All eyes will be on El Segundo, and all eyebrows are now being raised because we think we're starting to look at a pretty leaders-dominated track here tonight.
Okay, so watch this whoosh from Larstenberg.
Hasler, 1 to Old Bomber Bill, 2 lengths El Segundo, giving the leaders 8 lengths, and 2 lengths to Watch Your Back. At the 500 metre mark, Illusionist, 3/4 Murray Downs, 2 further back, Super Elegant, Coachinero, a length and a half, Barabba Road, followed by Red Dazzler, then Bomber Bill. El Segundo still second last, 6 lengths off them, and Watch Your Back is last of all. On the bend they race, Illusionist in front, from on the outside, Murray Downs and Super Elegant coming at them. Super Elegant has hit the front halfway up the running. He's got a length in front now from Murray Downs. El Segundo flying up on the inside with Coachinero. Super Elegant, El Segundo's dived, he's got up. Great return by El Segundo, he's got through to win from either Coachinero or side. Murray Downs and Super Elegant coming at them. Super Elegant has hit the front halfway up the running. He's got a length in front now from Murray Downs. El Segundo flying up on the inside with Coachinero. Super Elegant, El Segundo's dived, he's got up. Great return by El Segundo, he's got through to win from either Coachinero or Super Elegant. A marvellous return by the Star. Then further back, Red Dazzler. Then Watch Your huge performance by El Segundo.
And a huge performance by Damien Oliver and a relieved performance return by your horse, Cole.
Well, that's right. I didn't think he had any chance at all on the corner, but marvellous what good horses can do. They can just make their own luck, can't they?
We're sitting here watching it, and Oliver was
off the inside. Look, if he didn't get the runs, he didn't get the runs, but I give him a slap just here, and all of a sudden he just took off, and I thought, geez, I hope they open up. I'm going to be climbing all over the back of him here, and Jimmy and I sort of went for the same run, and my horse was just going so good that he just burst through it, and you know, he won.
Here's the field for the Zedler Stakes on your screen, and there's the totes. Look at that, 120 on Super Tab. Terrific. $1.2, 1.1, 1.1. Where do you get a bit better on?
Harada Sun getting no favours, posted third, 3 deep. In the middle, a Clear Passion. Coming around the bend, 5.50 to go. Mondano, Gorky Park. Harada Sun to the clear and the red cap the outside. Then a Clear Passion back to the fence, Churchill Downs, and a Gap Casino Prince, 300 to go. He hits the button now on Harada Sun, and he starts to wind lined up quickly down the centre. He's quickly got them covered now. Harada Sun hits the front from a Clear Passion. Churchill Downs and Gorky Park. Harada Sun draws a half length in front. He's starting to draw clear. Too good. Nice return. Harada Sun with the ears up wins 3/4. A Clear Passion second. Churchill Downs is third. Then Mondano. Further back Casino Prince followed by Gorky Park. And 5 o'clock somewhere is tailed off last of all.
I think he's only gone through about 2 gears there, Shane. It was a messy race to watch tactically.
Churchill Downs, that was impressive.
No, couldn't have been more impressive, this horse, I have to say. You know, small fields can be a trap for these horses coming back to racing, and you can get caught in, as Damien knows, they can be very tactical, and he just let Harada Sun cruise up out wide and used his class. Now the horse...
Larage for the Australia Day Stakes, $1.40. We get to see this very good galloper again. City of Ruins.
Industrious on Marasco. He pulls into the outside. Coming to the home turn at the 450. Impressive stats, a length and a half. Wire Detonator, City of Ruins. And there's Marasco looming up ominously. 4 deep, rounding the turn. He's got them. He got them in a bound. He joined the 2 leaders. Wire Detonator, impressive stats. He goes on him. It's Marasco. Keaton Grace down the outside. Runs on. Under the 58. He's being asked to work. Keaton Grace runs to second. Marasco. Keaton Grace. Marasco's in front. He's clung on. Marasco under the big weight fell in from Keaton Grace. 2.5 lengths. Wire Detonator third from Impressive Stats and City of Ruins. He needed that run today, Marasco. By Scenic from Bluegrass Belly makes it 7 out of 11.
For now, talking as a form assessor rather than as a part owner of Virage de Fortune, what do you make of the race?
Look, Miss Andretti is fail-proof. She's got a...
You spoke to what you've got. You can do some crushing. There's the totes you can see. Let's go $6.30. That's horrible. Double that. Miss Andretti, $2.60. That's unders now, out to $3.10. That's the best she's been all week. 3
in front, the New Zealand horse leading 3/4. Virage de Fortune tickled along. Miss Andretti camped on them, travelling big time. Outside of her, Magnus Strata looking for room from Dance the Waves. California Dane, any suggestion? And Rawaya last as they turn. Ticklish in front on the bend from Virage de Fortune and Magnus. Miss Andretti needs an out as they turn. Then Dance the Waves in any suggestion. Ticklish in front. Magnus looms. Magnus hits the lead. Miss Andretti sees daylight and she's coming through. Magnus in front. Miss Andretti like a bomb drops on them. Takes the lead and it's ruthless. Miss Andretti wins the Lightning and Hewitt loves it from Magnus in front. Magnus looms. Magnus hits the lead. Miss Andretti sees daylight and she's coming through. Magnus in front. Miss Andretti like a bomb drops on them. Takes the lead and it's ruthless. Miss Andretti wins the Lightning and Hewitt loves it from Magnus. Ticklish holds on third. Any suggestion? What a...
Takes the track record with a 57.2. She's a record holder. She's the best sprinter we have in this country, bar Takeover Target. You could argue she could even take it on with him. Miss Andretti, brilliant, keen to take up the challenge for the world, and I'm sure that Lee Freeman and Sean Buckley, the owner of this mare with David Mueller, the former trainer, looking at that seriously now.
Great acceleration over the last 200 was impressive. Probably one of the best wins, actually.
But Terry Bailey, ruthless. Miss Andretti, she takes the 1,000-metre track record along with the 1,200-metre track record there at Moonee Valley, beating Magnus, who was good on.
Her acceleration and the time she ran her splits over the concluding stages was quite phenomenal, really.
Oh, it was ridiculous. She, at the top of the straight, I was sure I was going to be 1-2. I wasn't quite sure if I'd sort of pick Magnus up, but when I wrapped the couple round her tail, she let down like a good horse.
The Vanity, oh, we told you about the big plonk this morning, Universal Queen, 11s into 5s. You can't even get the 5s now, she's into almost 4s. There's the totes. 880, gee, you'd like to put your name on that one. 5.
Around the country, it's continued all day and all through the betting on track here. Number 4, Universal Queen.
Okay, pattern of racing here now, knowing what...
And have ignored every other runner in the race.
She's getting a bit...
Universal Queen backed off the map. They're racing. Universal Queen jumped about 6th position. The fence at the 750. Universal Queen beautifully placed 4th. Mbika next. It's going till time. Catachoo front runner coming to the bend. The Still Collection being niggled along a little bit. Universal Queen launches 3 deep from Tantra. Then Mbika making ground in Need I Am. Promiscuous, My Only Hope, and the others are all struggling. On the bend, Universal Queen after Catachoo. Catachoo in front, leading a long neck on Universal Queen. Mbika best of the rest from My Only Hope. Universal Queen strikes the front of the 150. Bookies get a shiver down the spine. Universal Queen raced away and the big plunge comes off. Universal Queen easily Catachuchu second, My Only Hope third from Ambika. Then came Making Ground, Flame of Sydney, Maid of Dime, the trip.
Well, this is the biggest plunge in Australia for a long, long time. We told you this morning, or throughout our coverage on TVN, she'd been $11 into $5 with the betting shops. She opened up 5. She got into $3.80. She's run 199. Shane, she was never going to get beaten.
Well, bookies who'd laid it wouldn't have been very happy from the go-get, because as soon as it settled fourth, coasting off a reasonable speed, you just knew that this money was right. And good campaign here, but boy, did they know what they were doing with this. Well,
Miss Andretti holds the record at 1929. She's gone 199, so she is some filly. And the money on Lee Free.
Terry, 370 was the SP Tate Universal.
We got the pretty good push from Lee Friedman, who just said the way she's been working, she'll run a really good race. Then we saw the secondary plunge. Then we saw the win. Then we heard Lee say, well, she did fully stretch Miss Andretti in a track gallop. And then we got Corey Brown saying, well, she actually beat Miss Andretti in a track gallop.
What do you think Lee meant, though, by saying that the country hit hard by this plunge? There's been figures, headline figures of $4 million. I know Sporting Bet lost $2 million on it.
I'll add about 30 points to that. $2.60 for Fashions of Field, as I said. About a point, just over a point longer than that on course. 5 points to that on course. And the favourite on course, number 9, Mentality. But
way in the expressway near the 600 metres, and Impaler the leader. He leads by a half on Fashions of Field, striding a little bit closer. And then came More Than Lucky on the inside of Mentality. Media's behind it from Pendragon, and last of all the Spurus on at the business end now. 3:50 to go, and Fashions of Field raced up to head Impaler. Mentality a length away and starting to lengthen now. It's down to the 200. Fashions of Field in front. The 3-year-old Mentality trying to close, and then More Than Lucky. Fashions of Field joined by Mentality, and the favourite's going to loom up on the outside and run away and win it. Mentality beat Fashions of Field. More Than Lucky a good run first up third, and then Media and Pendragon, Impaler, and last in was Spurus on.
Too good, the Dazzler. Well done to Johnny Hawkes. Great training effort. This bloke might be the real deal.
The key there, Richie, is looking at that time, 33 hard. Here today with 59 kilos. He's just got a magnificent temperament. He's good. Sean, if you want to take the 135, mark it to 107%. Looking forward to it.
Rest from Grapple the Fence, 2.5 further back than Pacino. There followed 2 lengths Mr. Scribble, Arata Sun to the outside, a Clear Passion to the inside, and then Dan Ever. Arata Sun the widest runner, so right out of trouble. They pushed him out. Mr. Scribble came out under his neck in the straight now, and Pacino took the lead from the leaders. And out wide, Arata Sun, he hasn't moved yet. Mr. Scribble up on his inside. A Clear Passion back to the fence, and then Dan Ever. He hits the button now on Arata Sun. It draws 2 lengths in front. Dan Ever running on well. 1 crack behind the saddle there from Arata Sun, and he's too good again. Easy work for Arata Sun. A length and 3/4 in the run home. Might be Dan Ever, a nose to a Clear Passion second.
And I'm looking forward to seeing him, Steve, into a big field, hot tempo. Sit back and let loose.
Yeah, certainly, Line. He's by Fu Peg, of course, from Circles of Gold, the Dam of Elstrom, and Tony also has a...
Alfie?
Yeah, look, I think they haven't put anything to rest yet. I think they're just playing with everybody at the moment.
She's right in the mix for sure. The Group 1 CF4 Stakes. There's your market on screen, Steve.
Yes, Bruce El Segundo, $3.10. Miss Finland, $3.10. So take your pick on the...
El Segundo is the one the punters have gone with here, Steve.
Certainly that's the case, Bruce. As you mentioned, a little specking for Sea Change, $17.90.
In the Ore Stakes, up before the turn, Sea Change, a half Pompeii Ruler. 2 to Miss Finland, given every chance from Casual Pass. El Segundo follows Miss Finland. Then Gallant Guru, Marasco, Aquadamore, they turn for home. They leave the fence. Sea Change grabbed by Pompeii Ruler. There's room for Miss Finland to drive through. She's a length and a half away. Coming from behind them, El Segundo, Pompeii Ruler, Sea Change, Miss Finland. Now El Segundo is hitting top gear. Here he comes on the outside. He gathers them up in a couple of bounds. It's over. El Segundo coming away from Miss Finland. Marasco coming home with Aquadamore, but El Segundo, bring it. Wins 3/4, I'd say. Marasco, Aquadamore and Miss Finland. Then Sea Change. Further back is And Honour in War.
Well, star performance by 3, El Segundo, Marasco, an emerging star. Aquadamore blew the start.
Look really wound up here today to me. Aquadamore record now. 19 starts, 10 wins, 4 seconds, and prize money of more than $1.6 million. million. He's been, I think, on current performance, he's entitled to rate as the best horse in Australia, despite that narrow defeat.
Even though he's run that time, looked a bit...
You know, he just, even as good as he is, sometimes he even surprises me.
He took a day.
He followed Miss Finland and says, right, I'm out in the better going now. And all in all, it was a soft win. Marasco proved that he's no powder puff Western Australian champion. He's obviously up there with the best.
He's very, very short, Bruce. Gold Edition here ahead of the Light Finger Stakes, the Group 2. She's at the moment on the tote $1.30 and just a...
And Zushi back in the centre, but he's swinging on Gold Edition as they come up the rise, 3 lengths in front of Montana Sunset. Then came Montmello, and further back behind them Rose of Sharon, but Gold Edition, he sits down to ride her out now, and she sets sail for the judge about 3 or 4 lengths in front, and this is going to be a demolition job. Gold Edition racing away 2 years in a row for Ronnie Morn with the Light Fingers as Gold Edition wins it from Montana Sunset. Montmello got 3rd, and then we've got
Gold Edition 4 lengths by 1 length, and she...
Ronnie? Oh, well, what do you say? Different class, absolutely brilliant.
Come on, put forward your theory that you floated before the show.
Wouldn't it be great if we, you know, just promotion of racing, if the straight was open at Flemington, we could have a weight for age match race over 1200 with Miss Andretti. Put $500,000 up, be worth the publicity, wouldn't it?
It'd be a good race. Be a good race. That's a cakewalk. An absolute cake.
Bruce, yes, you're right. The feature race of the day here at Randwick, the Inglis Classic. It is worth $500,000 for the 2-year-olds over 1,200 metres. Number 10, Danehill Smile for Anthony Cummings, the winner of 2 from 2, and she's the
wide. And then came Danehill Smile. He's getting it to the outside. It'd spot the leaders about 5 or 6 as they top the rise. Spring Drinks is going with it, but it's Cash for Cards going after Gold Am. But here comes the favourite. Danehill Smile is looming up at the 200 metres, and the favourite went straight on by. She's a pretty good filly, this one. She's going to make it 3 out of 3, and she is slipper potential for sure. Danehill Smile races away to win it by 4 lengths. Goldam 2nd, Liesel 3rd from Spring Drinks. Then Laundromat, and further back was Dante. Then Falco.
Had her ready to pounce, Caroline, and when he said go, it was over in the twinkle of an eye. 10, 12, 13.
Is it what? It's a favourite. Look at this. I don't look at the opposition behind her. She's outstanding, this filly. Geez, I hope that...
You're harsh, but
Let's have a look at Darcy Brahma. Have a look at Darcy Brahma in the Group 1 Waikato Draft Sprint.
In Anabar, 300 metres to go. Munton the leader. Darcy Brahma is breathing down his neck on the outside. 2 lengths away, Joker's Wild out into the clear, and behind them Kay's Awake. Darcy hit the lead at the 150. He's 2 clear. Kay's Awake running on from Munton. Look at Shinzig Storm home out wide. Darcy Brahma being kept going. Shinzig absolutely flying. Darcy's made it back-to-back Group 1s.
And the 2 Group 1s for Abby Bossum too.
Yeah, Darcy's done the job. This prep 2 from 2. I thought he was more impressive first up. Look at Shinzig with his head turned sideways here, but talented on his day. But
if he'd have gone straight, it'd have won. But I'll tell you, Darcy's been a great horse. He is a very talented horse. He's been beautifully placed in those 2 races. Personally, I think if he comes out here and runs in a 12 or 1400 metre race at Group 1 level out here, he won't get sighted. But,
well, you know, I don't know about that.
Nah, won't get cited for mine.
I don't know about that.
The Group 1, Caroline, the Group 1 Timber Corp Australia Stakes, and a hot favourite on a hot day, $1.55 roughly, is Miss Andretti.
Yeah, I see her sitting 3rd or 4th.
Amazing in a Group 1, showing that on the first page of betting, nothing's on the double figures. They're just about to move in here.
2, 9, 5, 12 and 2. She was a standout in the yard, Miss Andretti. She looks absolutely outstanding. She's better than what she was when she won here the other day. So
Leader Virage to Fortune, cross to the fence and led a length to Red Dazzler. A length and a half California Dane. They're followed out wider by Coachinero. They slowed up from Minson. Further back, Miss Andretti. Rawaya went around it, followed by G.I. Jane. Any suggestion? Then came Ladder the Manor. Candyman and maybe better at the 500 now. Virage to Fortune. A neck in front of Red Dazzler. One further back, Coachinero. Miss Andretti on the move, running into 3rd placing now. Then Rawaya out wider on the track from California Dane. Virage to Fortune, straightened a length and a half in front, but Miss Andretti is weaving her way through, and she's starting to close now. Here she comes. Miss Andretti ranges to Virage to Fortune. Then over on the inside, Any Suggestion. Miss Andretti scoots to the 150, races a length in front of Any Suggestion, Virage to Fortune and Rawaya. But another piece of history of this wonderful mare. Miss Andretti 3/4. Any Suggestions jumped out of the ground. The race of its life to run 2nd. Rawaya 3rd. 4th either may be better from the back. A great run. Virage to Fortune knocked up, and then
length further back in the race.
Well, what a mare she is. She makes it look so easy, and it's not. This is Group 1 racing. This is the toughest level of racing in the country, and she makes it look second-rate. Craig Williams, as Craig knew it, can look at the big screen 2 or 3 times.
Really good horses like that, you can go to the world too often. I think she's done a great job to win back-to-back Group 1. So we're just, you know, whilst we're staying in it, we're not guaranteeing that we'll run in it, and we're just waiting.
55 was the best you could do when they jumped, and you weren't in too many
but she's brilliant. She's a beauty. I wouldn't knock her in the slightest possible way, but she's probably got to do a little bit more to perhaps rank with mares, sprinting mares like maybe Mahalan Special. I'd probably like her to see her win a Group 1 handicap carrying some weight, or perhaps win another Group 1 away from
New England and that. So my initial thoughts would be we'd wait and see what sort of weight setup we've got in the new market. Other than that, we'll probably just give her a break now and get her ready for Ascot.
It is the Winning Edge Presentation of Stakes, otherwise known as the Apollo, and there's one of the best horses in the land. It's Eremine. Great to see him back. Let's go to Chris.
Horses such as Grand Army, Private Steer, Lonroy, Sunline won it twice, Juggler won it twice, and
Track. $17.90 confectionery is comparable. 33.6 and the bottom one Mentality $2. That's comparable now. That's comparable for
700 to go, and the leader Desert War by about 2 lengths on the stablemate Fashions Afield. Mentality comes away from the inside to be third. Warrior Traders off the bit, and then Confectioner. And further back was Eremine, spotting the leaders 6 or 7 as they make the bend from Grand Zulu, and Railing's a long way back, turning for home, and Desert War the leader. Fashions Afield running up behind it, and Mentality coming down the outside, starting to put in the big strides now, and Eremine's further back with Confectioner. Still Desert War leading at the 200. Mentality's just about got it now, and Fashions Afield the centre. Desert War refuses to give in. Mentality is trying to wear him down in the centre, but Desert War packing too many punches first up and beats Mentality. Eremine third, an eye-catching run first up. And then Fashions Afield and Confectioner, Warrior Trader, then Grand Zulu, and last in was Railings.
We said before the race, I've never seen Desert War look better, and boy oh boy, isn't he in for a big autumn carnival. Fine. I didn't miss it. What about the run of Eremine? He's back, $1.80. 2 a big autumn carnival. Desert War because Ike's Dream. 122.23, 34.44 the last 600 metres. The margins in the main...
He ran right up to it, Desert War. First time he's won first up in a preparation in 7 goes. That's quite amazing. Mentality. 3 very good horses, 3 very good performances. Rich.
He's an absolute beauty, isn't he? They tell me he looked fantastic at the races yesterday, and he's just performing as well as he ever does, and a very tough competitor.
I think this will toughen Mentality up, chasing a horse like this.
Italians, and $1.10 on the tote. You can have $1.30 now on track, Miss Finland.
Here comes the favourite now, Miss Finland. Big drop in grade for her to come back today. Waylass. Now Miss Finland, they're all coming out in front of her, and they push her off the track 5 wide, but she's striding to them quickly. And around the turn now, promiscuous grab by Causeway Lass. Wiley Carroll, Miss Finland to the outside, asked to let down with Deloraine. In the straight, 300 to go. Deloraine, Miss Finland, going to Causeway Lass from Can Canal. Now Williams asks the champion filly to extend. He has to pull the whip on her, and she draws to the lead now from Causeway Lass. She's starting to come clear now, Miss Finland, and a star filly comes out to play today. Miss Finland striding away from them. Miss Finland wins 2.5 to 3. Causeway Lass second. Might be Kasumu third, and Nose Can.
Well, there was a bit of a Harada-Sun type performance from Craig Williams. He rode her as a good thing as she appeared, because the
that's what you like about Miss Finland over the mile there yesterday, folks.
Oh, she is. She's a super filly. There was a debate during the week whether she's a champion. I think she's a champion. What she did last year season was unbelievable, and she just goes from strength to strength. And
it's around the world that you'd love to run in with her.
I would love to win the Cox Plate. Has she shocked you?
Same yesterday as she did first up, because I wasn't that disappointed with it. That is the difference between open weight for age and 3-year-old company. She is just 3 and 4 lengths better than 3-year-olds, and they have to be that good to even be competitive with the open weight for age horses.
With the fillies or overall with the 3-year-olds?
I think overall with 3-year-olds. I mean, the jump from 3-year-old company to open company is huge.
Yeah, but Richard...
Go. The full set of totes on screen for the Carlton Draft St George Stakes.
And we'll go through them again. Pompey Ruler at 550, bang on what the bookies will bet you here on course. So you're doing well more. 590, well, that's pretty comparable. 420, you don't want to bet.
Gallant Guru, a length to Aqua de Moore, comes to the outside. 2.5 Utility, Pompey Ruler 4th, King of Ashford 5th on the inside of Casual Pass. 2 to Marasco, the inside Magic Instinct. They're followed by Honour and War, and last of all, Bronx Validity. They're coming to the 650 metre mark now, and the race is right on. Gallant Guru and Aqua de Moore's pulled away up on the outside to join it. A length Casual Pass, they're coming off the bridle, these horses. Then Utility, Marasco to the outside, King of Ashford pushing it out. Then Pompey Ruler when they wheel for home. Aqua de Moore and Gallant Guru on the turn. 2 lengths Casual Pass. Marasco having a bump there with King of Ashford. Locked up as Utility when they turn in, and it's Gallant Guru grabbed by Aqua de Moore. Pompey Ruler and down the outside Marasco. He's still coming halfway up the running. Aqua de Moore in front laying out. Marasco, Pompey Ruler starting to wear it down. Marasco on the outside digging in, going up with Pompey Ruler. Pompey Ruler, Marasco. Gecko coming to the line. Pompey Ruler in front. Pompey Ruler. He's 1.5 head on the line to Marasco. Third close. The inside Casual Pass, Aqua de Moore, and further out.
By Pompey Ruler. Marasco looks certain to claim him, but he's lifted under Craig Newitt here. Aqua de Moore brave again, but on the line it's Craig Newitt getting the best out of Pompey Ruler.
But there's always pressure to try and win every time you put a saddle on, you know. Bart Cummings gets away with it. He just wins with 11 Melbourne Cups, but...
Look, there's nothing between this lot. They're all coming up nicely. As I say, the Australian Cup, well, obviously we've got El Segundo, but, you know, is his brilliance stretched to that 2,000 metres? You know, I say all honours with the winner. I'm filthy dropping off him after one run back. He's got class, he's got guts, and I can only see him training on.
There's the toads. Look at the difference between New South Wales and Super Tab. On course, we'll tell you it's 4.4 each of those two, 3 and 4, and Shadowways is 20 cents longer, around the 4.6 mark.
Back, then Dance the Waves, then came Shadowways, followed by Reshuffles up to the turn. Further back in the race, Soleil, followed by Zimstar and Undue as last of all. Homeward bound in the Oakley, Crepe de Sheen from Tesbury Jack, behind the Magnus, then Illusionist, just behind those fast and famous straight legs. Poet's Voice, Shadowways to the outside, Magnus up the middle, Crepe de Sheen in front. Here comes Magnus down the outside with Poet's Voice. Then came Tesbury Jack, and further back Shadowways, Crepe de Sheen in front, Poet's Voice, and in the centre Magnus from Shadowways. Undue flying from the outside, Poet's Voice in front. Undue is lunging at it and got up. I reckon Undue last strider's going to have to win the Oakley from Poet's Voice. And third Magnus, Shadowways, Crepe de Sheen, close up from Fast and Famous Zimstar, Dance the Waves.
A total ball over with Poet's Voice, but he's come from back and wide, and extraordinary performance by Undue Steve in 1:2.74. Shane, this horse has changed your life. I think this time last year we spoke to you, were talking about getting your house carpeted and your house painted. How's the house going?
I won't say nothing, Liz. I won't say nothing.
Undue beating Poet's Voice. Yep, that was Poet's Voice running second.
Big play. The Carline Cup, the good racing continues. The good horses are in front of us for this, and Apache Cat's the favourite, 232, 10, 240.
Recapitalise, a length and a half in front. Apache Cat is cantering up to him second. Spielmeister comes off the bridle third. Bonhoeffer Diekman further back in the race. Lucky Unicorn looked over his shoulder on this fellow Apache Cat, and it drew to the front now from on the outside Bonhoeffer. Then Lucky Unicorn, Spielmeister, but away goes the Apache. Looks like a Hereford bull, but look at him run. Runs like a real good thoroughbred. Keep looking, Glenn, because you're 4 in front and it's home and host. And it's Apache Cat in a canter to the line. Photo for the Miners, Bonhoeffer or Lucky Unicorn.
Completely painless to watch, wasn't it? Apache Cat, Glenn Boss had a big look on the home turn. He cleaned 5s on that performance. He's run good, made it look easy.
Well, he's done that at half pace. Now, that's nearly a...
Again, and I really think this horse is... would test El Segundo, and I think El Segundo's a superstar. So at this sort of trip, I think he's really special at the moment. He's taken the next step.
He can carry weight and he can run the sectionals, Dave, is what you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, and he's got acceleration, and he's dominant horse at the moment.
He's been very well placed this time.
He just gapped him, and I said to the boys, if I got down and when you're on the last half mile in 46, and he was cantering, he can probably win a Doncaster, this horse.
Yeah, 160 El Segundo on course, just 5 cents better. Not playing any games here, the bookies. Ladder the Manor unders there at 12, you can get $16. Nicanero's at the $31, so value the tote. Maybe better.
Takes over the 1600 at weight for age. Let's head to Brian Martin.
Maybe better last of all, down to the 600-metre mark in the futurity, and it's Aquadamore, 3/4 sea change. Nicodero third, Red Dazzler fourth, and there he goes. El Segundo's on the move. He quickly went to fifth, 3 lengths off the lead. Then Latimer Manor, Renamato, and maybe better. They're homeward bound. Aquadamore, sea change, Red Dazzler when they turn. Oliver's about to call, and El Segundo comes to the outside. He's 3 lengths off them, giving a crack with a whip at the moment. Aquadamore from sea change, then Red Dazzler. On the outside, El Segundo still 4 lengths off them. Nicodero back to the fence. Aquadamore giving plenty at the 150. El Segundo can't get up. Sea change after Aquadamore. Then Red Dazzler later the matter. All the way for Aquadamore. Aquadamore scores. A length sea change and third of the photo. El Segundo disappointing from Ladder the Manor. And on the outside of it.
Well, clearly a shock result. Aquadamore winning. El Segundo ordinary today. Aquadamore deserved it though. She'd been competitive in all the right races. They've really just walked up front here and made it difficult for El Segundo to dash home here. Well, she hadn't won since the Summer Cup at Randwick back in December 05. She'd been to the races 15 times since, but in all the best races, and she broke through yesterday for Stephen Bassler and Gay Waterhouse, the daughter of Danehill, raced by Coolmore, beating Seed.
In the yard here for the Kindergarten Stakes. This is a Group 3 for the 2-year-olds. It's a Masqué as well. So
the favourite, and a clear-cut favourite, is number 14, Forensics, $2.60 the tote. About a third of a point shorter than that on track.
On the outside to join I Am Invincible. They lead by 2 lengths on Warhead and Hurricane Prince, and then Gently Bentley. Forensics is back on the inside from Beauty School, and Liesel on the outside from Royal Esprit. Then came Megalas, and further back Narrator Aquacorda is back amongst the tail enders with Springboks, and last of all Pleasure Time. I Am Invincible doing better than Alavita as they turn from Warhead. Hurricane Prince, Forensics going for a run in the centre, and then came Gently Bentley, but I Am Invincible dashed away. Led by 2 lengths on Forensics, starting to see daylight. The filly is closing quickly, and Forensics pounced on I Am Invincible, and the Kindergarten is over. Forensics raced away and wins it from Warhead. I Am Invincible third, Megalas fourth, Liesel fifth, and then
Quarter and Mark Sheen. Here comes a pretty nice filly in Forensics.
Pleasure Time.
Another triumph there for a daughter this time of Flying Spirit. To prove it, well, that's the family of True Blonde and Snippets. Great name, isn't it?
Forensics, how good is she? Well,
she's very, very smart. Still gawking a little here. I think she had something up the sleeve. I think this is a very, very strong race.
Filly in her stalls as long as possible to
condition. $1.60. Now that's spot on the mark. Number 2, Tuesday Joy, 11.20.
Give her a stand at the quick back up in 1,400 metres. And she's heading out every call.
Dancing, and last of all is Renzina. Gold Edition has dashed nicely clear. She's opened up 3 or 4 lengths. Chickton's made up ground to go to second. Montana Sunset is third. Miss Pageantry pushed along in 4th spot from Mayaguana. Rose of Sharon was next from Montmello, starting to come into it. Tuesday Joy's in traffic from Zushi. Then All About Us, Rena's Lady Airflow, Just Dancing, Donna's Appeal, Renzina, and My Lady's Chamber. But the grey filly has dashed away on the home turn. Gold Edition. She's 6-7 lengths in front. Chickton is second, followed by Miss Pageantry. Tuesday Joy Just Dancing down the outside, but Gold Edition is well clear. Inside the 150, she's 6 lengths in front of Just Dancing and Tuesday Joy. That's how to ride her. Let her run, and Gold Edition blitzes them. Tuesday Joy second, Just Dancing third. But the grey filly has dashed away on the home turn. Gold Edition. She's 6-7 lengths in front. Chickton is second, followed by Miss Pageantry. Tuesday Joy Just Dancing down the outside, but Gold Edition is well clear. Inside the 150, she's 6 lengths in front of Just Dancing and Tuesday Joy. That's how to ride her. Let her run, and Gold Edition blitzes them. Tuesday Joy second, Just Dancing third. Then Rose of Sharon, followed by...
by Lion Hunter. 24 starts now for 13 wins. Another 77.
That way yesterday, and look, I think she's as good a thing next week as she was yesterday in the Newmarket. She's also...
Cap, Steve, let's look at it. 57 Dance Hero, 56 Miss Andretti, weight for age, 52 and a half for Gold Edition.
I think Gold Edition, but she is a freak. She is absolutely a freak in every sense of the word. I love the fact that when she wins these races and wins them decisively, she runs fast time. Yesterday, 1:22.3, clearly the quickest of the 4 1,400-metre races. And Simon, she's a 3-year-old filly who's now had 24 starts, and we're not even close to the end of the season. Yeah. 7 and 8 and 9, she's had 24 and 19 times first or second. She is as freakish a horse as we've probably ever seen. Miss
Andretti Gold Edition at the weights.
Gold Edition.
Going to run. $3.50 Miss Andretti, $5 Gold Edition. This is the TAB Sports Bet market, $3.80. Just take that, Gallic. This is a horrible race. Sings Dub, $6.50. Dream the Dream, $10. Dane.
Winkara, who beat it by 4 lengths, got beat down in Melbourne during the week, but in a good performance. I agree with you, Bruce. If they bet 3.80, I'm going to dive into that.
There's been money for Gallic early doors on track. Still a big price relatively on the Unit Park, Morfordville, as the runners prepare to load for the running of the Group 2 Sky City Adelaide Cup.
Behind them, inside of Miss Theron. Further back in the field, Lacey Underall from Knock Knock. Gallic starting to move it out of the way. Then 2 Shades of Blue, followed by Go Gossie. Further back, Field Hunter wide out from Ferrero No Share. Dream the Dream, about 12 off the lead. Tales of Triumph sticks to the rails. Then came McLeod, being followed by Kathleen Mary from Arthur Pendragon under the whip. And Dirt Music still last. 400 metres to go. Same tone, look beaten off. An Exalted Time race to the lead. Went 3/4 in front, coming around the home turn from Kunaya. Here's Lacey Underall down the outside. Gallic letting go with a big run. Went by Miss Theron, and Danebar's got through nearer the inside. Exalted Time grabbed by Lacey Underall, but Gallic's got them. Gallic raced up to Lacey Underall, who responds. It's Gallic in front. Lacey Underall's fighting back. Gallic just in front. Lacey Underall trying to worry him out of it. Gallic and Lacey Underall, they drive, and Gallic won the cup by a half head. Lacey Underall 8 lengths away. Third Exalted Time. Close up Danebar, Sings, Dubs, Field Hunter, and Dream the Dream. Then came Go Gossie, tails off in McLeod, and 2 Shades of Blue was last. The time 3:20.90. Gallic will win by half a head. Stephen Arnold for Graham Rogerson. Number 1 Gallic.
2,500, number 2, 12,900, number 3, 7,000.
For the connections of for the next 4 weeks, Lloyd Williams telling me that if the horse copes well over that period, it'll be definitely running in the Sydney Cup.
I feel we've got her as good as we can, and I think these really great racehorses, which she is, she'll...
No surprise, and certainly over the odds on Victorian TABs, again, that's probably no surprise, but he won the equivalent of this race in the spring.
Up to the turn of the Newmarket, Dance Hero a half to the filly. Gold Edition given her head now. She's starting to chase 2-2 on the outside. Miss Andretti poised to pounce now, followed by Magnus. Then came further back Undue. Dance Hero headed by Gold Edition, and the Iron Filly. Gold Edition hit the front. Miss Andretti going after it, followed by Undue. Over on the inside, Magnus coming home well. Gold Edition, Miss Andretti coming at her. Over on the inside, Magnus followed further back by Undue. Miss Andretti's got a nose in front near the line. Miss Andretti takes the Newmarket ahead on the line to Gold Edition. Magnus or on the outside, Undue third, and Gold Edition hit the front. Miss Andretti going after it, followed by Undue. Over on the inside, Magnus coming home well. Gold Edition, Miss Andretti coming at her. Over on the inside, Magnus followed further back by Undue. Miss Andretti's got a nose in front near the line. Miss Andretti takes the Newmarket ahead on the line to Gold Edition. Magnus or on the outside, Undue third and fourth. They're followed by Swick out late.
The horse wins, and now she takes on the world, Steve.
Enormous performance, Bruce. 1:07.7 takes almost a half a second off the track record. A track record here at Caulfield that's very rarely threatened.
She's faced it and beaten them. Where does she sit now alongside a Scalacci, perhaps?
Well, she's got to be right there with him. I mean, he won a Galaxy with 57 as a 3-year-old, which was an outstanding performance as well. But this mare's just done everything we've ever asked of her. You know, she should nearly be unbeaten for us. So we think she's, you know, as I said the other day, in terms of her place in the stable now, for her reliability and her overall brilliance in that, she's up there with Maccabi Diva, I think.
And now she takes on the world.
And for Miss Andretti, another track record. She holds 4 of them, and she's the best sprinter in the country. And from here, Craig, you've got
from here, the great filly, she was given everything she's got. She's just as tough, Bruce. She gives everything she's got, and Magnus on the inside was still there, and it was only probably head separating us the last 300 metres, and my mare was just too tough.
Does she lift?
I mean, you know, the record says everything. 16 wins from 24 starts for a mare. It's you know, Sunline sort of stuff, isn't it?
In the Cup, and the Derby winner efficient here in this great Guineas.
There it is, efficient 5.10, 4.65.80 on course out to really found itself out now. They were betting $3 at 109%.
Miss Finland's the only one that they effectively want. They've pushed efficient out, no take.
2.5 then to Joker's Wild. Casino Princess now pushing up on the inside. A length further back, Miss Finland. A length right behind her, Arata Sun. Then Wordsmith followed by Efficient. They're homeward bound. Arezzo grabbed by Churchill Downs. Further out, Joker's Wild, and here's the filly, Miss Finland, coming with a run. On the back of her, then Arata Sun in the straight. Joker's Wild hit the lead. Miss Finland down the outside, going after Joker's Wild. Joker's Wild's a length in front of Miss Finland. A gap to Arata Sun. Joker's Wild a half in front. Miss Finland trying hard. Here she comes now. Joker's Wild from Miss Finland. Casino Prince up on the inside, storming home like it. I think Miss Finland's one at a nose. On the line, 2 Casino Prince and a great finish. Third, probably Joker's Wild from Harada Sun. Then came Efficient further back.
Here, Steve, it's just amazing. You've seen it with Miss Andretti, and now you've seen it with this filly.
Absolute one guineas against the males. We've touched on it. Only Trisco's done it previously. Joker's Wild.
Miss Finland and Joker's Wild, but absolute freak. I will not see another 3-year-old like her in my lifetime, I wouldn't think. She's only a couple of 100,000 behind Octagonal's record in accumulating prize money as a 3-year-old, Steve. She is wonderful.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Because Octagonal's the best performed 3-year-old in the history of Australasian racing.
She's only a couple 100,000 behind her now.
Basically, we've got 4 horses in single figures. They are El Segundo favourite from Pompey Ruler, over to 11 Marasco at 5.10, longer on course. El Segundo, and let's go to Brian Martin for the call of this year's Darley Australian Cup.
Newmarket, and the wonderful Miss Finland getting up in the last bound to win the Cadbury Gill. El Segundo will have to pull out a huge run. He's last of all at the 800 metre mark, and maybe better has slowed them right down in front. From El Segundo, second last, and last of all is Marasco coming to the turn. The speed right on now inside the 550. Maybe better from Polar Bear on the outside, then Casual Pass. Further out on the track, Pompey Ruler starting to join in. Then Nicanero, El Segundo, the widest runner. Torquay getting up on the fence, and Aquadamore to the middle. But Pompey Ruler has exploded to the front at the 250, dashed to the fence and raced 3 lengths in front of Aquadamore Marasco. Then came El Segundo, Pompey Ruler 2 or 3 in front. Marasco flashing home with Torquay, but Pompey Ruler takes the cup. Pompey Ruler 3/4 Marasco. Third Torquay to Naka on the outside, then Casual Pass. Further out on the track, Pompey Ruler starting to join in. Then Nicanero, El Segundo, the widest runner. Torquay getting up on the fence and Aquadamore to the middle. But Pompey Ruler has exploded to the front at the 250, dashed to the fence and raced 3 lengths in front of Aquadamore Marasco. Then came El Segundo, Pompey Ruler 2 or 3 in front. Marasco flashing home with Torquay, but Pompey Ruler takes the cup. Pompey Ruler 3/4 Marasco. Third Torquay and Aquadamore fourth. Blue Tigeroo behind them. Then Casual Pass. A gap then to El Segundo, maybe better.
Time on a Group 1. And good on you, Mick. Well, I don't think words need to be said when you see Mick Price is one of the best in the business, and that's just...
Of course, Marasco and Torquay just behind them, Aquadamore.
If there was a horse I was going to jump on next spring carnival to be very competitive, to clean up everything and heading towards the Cox Plate and watch out for him, is Marasco. He's been phenomenal. He's 3 runs this time.
It does sort of, Frank, what we have been saying about these weight for age horses. They're a good bunch, but they're not a great bunch because they tend to take turns. He was very good yesterday, Pompey Ruler, and he has been in good form for the last couple of weeks, and he may be a slight cut above the rest of them, but the rest of them are just a good bunch, but they finish in a bunch as well.
Particularly well, 12 minutes away from start time in the Sky.
Murder Jill on the tote, that is spot on the mark, being very heavily back. Coyuchi, $20.
Ready to go. But the heavily backed favourite takes it up. Murder Jill leads by 3/4 on Royal Discretion. Hassan Lightning with the run of the race, third on the... Cassidy stays away from the inside on Murder Jill. Swings about 3 or 4 wide. Hassan Lightning gets the run. Royal Discretion next, but they'll have to get moving to get this leader because Cassidy put the foot down and Murder Jill exploded away. 3 lengths in front. Koichi running up to second with Hassan Lightning. And then came Solo Fly, but Murder Jill with the blinkers on today. He's going to stand up and be counted. He's racing right away for an impressive win. About 3 lengths on the line to Hassan Lightning. Pistol's got third, Solo Flyer fourth. And then Koichi, which died on its run over the last 100 from...
He smashed that record of 1:11.17. The fillies ran 1:10.14 over a second slower, and the welter ran 1:09.93. So he beat them by 0.3 of a second. He did all the work.
Look, he probably deserves to be slipper favourite now with all the goings on of late, and
I think he well and truly deserves it.
Yeah.
This was
look
dominant.
at the hit out. Look at the hit out Cassidy gives him, and he keeps going a little bit after the line. That suggests to me no more. Straight in the slipper, you.
Yeah, its division was very much...
Here for the Group 1 here, the Randwick Guineas over 1,600 metres, and we'll have a look through the totes. The favourite is number 3, Mutawajid.
And of course, sponsored by Mutawajid. It is now 70 cents inside of Mutawajid. It is a clear-cut favourite. That's the horse there. In $3.10 Mentality, a third of a point shorter on track. $17 is comparable for Taranabar. $2.30 Mutawajid. Well, that doesn't look real flash now. On track, a point.
Racing in the Guineas. Mentality has missed the start. He came out about 3/4 of a length behind them, and he's starting to surge forward into about 5th or 6th spot now. Mutawajid broke very quickly, slide up 3 wide, and Coconut Grove back on the rail. They're coming up towards the 600 metres, and Mutawajid under a good hold, the leader. Now Briambo's Gift is starting to go a little bit closer, only about a neck away. Taranabar next from Sniper's Bullet starting to come into it, and then came Rubric, followed by Discoursi. Mentality was further back from Fian Kiddo and Dan Lee. They head up for home now, and Mutawajid is the leader, but Taranabar's gone to it quickly, and Taranabar put the head in front of Mutawajid. Further back was Sniper's Bullet. Mentality starts to wind up down the centre of the track. It's Taranabar in front. Mentality is closing out wide. Mentality and Beedman race up and take the lead, and Mentality is surging away with the Guineas. Mentality wins it from Taranabar. Sniper's Bullet third, and then Just Dancing followed by Mutawajid and upper echelon. Then came Fian Kiddo followed by Discoursi. Well back behind them, Dan Lee was never on the track, followed by...
For Arrowfield start. Mentality, he split Desert War and Eremine at his last 2 runs in the Apollo and the Chipping Norton. Before that, he received...
Favours after a slow start, but he had a brilliant finish as usual. Mentality for Flying Spur, who's having a great run.
Group 2, the Marriott Hotels Challenge Stakes for the sprinters over 1,000 metres. Richie, let's have a look at the totes.
Yeah, Spark of Life 360. They bet that being well back here on track. A third of a point shorter than that. Uber 1160. Out of trees. I can see Tarzan out the back, out of the tree, into the yard, into the betting ring. Bang. Heavily goad. $3 a tote. Shorter than that now on track. The Tycoon a half point longer. 16.30s around the mark. Biscayne Bay. Lucky Night. $29 is spot on. Mark, the punters are letting their winnings roll from Mentality onto Spark of Life.
Button and they're racing, and Spark of Life sprung out of the gates and takes the lead from Biscayne Bay. She's Value Mel. Spark of Life came across and took up the running. It's in front of She's Value going up underneath it. Biscayne Bay third, 3 lengths to whoever's being niggered along. And then 3 lengths to Max Tune, Lucky Night, followed by Uber. Written Tycoon and Media are a mile off the speed here. They're 10 lengths off the lead. Spark of Life is the leader from She's Value, and he dashed away Spark of Life. Biscayne Bay's all over the track like a drunken sailor. And then came in behind them whoever. Spark of Life is well clear at the 200. He's pulled the stick on it 2 or 3 lengths in front of Biscayne Bay, and he's back in the winner's stall today. Spark of Life with a brilliant display wins it from Biscayne Bay or whoever in a photo. And then we've got She's Value and Max Tune from Media, and then came Uber Night. Well, a brilliant display there from Spark of Life, who, even though he's a 6-year-old, I think it's the best he's ever looked today.
Zach Purton over whoever, who ran a great race, and Biscayne Bay and Max.
Spark of Life, he was awesome. He was $3.60 into $2.70. The punters bet up following they'd bet up on Mentality in the previous.
The Group 1 at weight for age level, 2,000 metres here. They're going to contest this Group 1 over, and it's 12 minutes away from start. Firmed in particular, although Sulakwa just continues to firm just by about another 20 cents.
100 metres around the next corner, and Desert War sliding along at a nice even tempo by 2 lengths on Confectioner. Williams niggling at that horse to stay close to the leader. About 3 lengths to Vanquish. Sulakwa's hit a flat spot. He's dropped back to a clear 4th, and Brown is scrubbing his ears off. And then came Railings up on the inside from County Tyrone, and Spirit of Tara last of all. Now Bowman starts to get serious on Desert War. He's pulled the stick on the turn. With 4.50 to go, he leads by 2 lengths on Confection, and they've run away. They're about 5 lengths in front of Vanquished, and Railings coming down the outside from Sulakwa. It looks a 2-horse race. It's Desert War the inside, Confectioner on the outside. Slowly but surely trying to wear down the favourite. Desert War is finding plenty on the inside. Confectioner the outside trying to get level. Desert War finds his second win. Confectioner runs off the track, and the odds-on favourite is Home Desert War with Confectioner, who wobbled the last 100 metres. Third home we had Railings, and then we've got Spirit of Tara and Vanquished. Sulakwa most disappointing, and last in was County Tyrone.
He's just a class above, isn't he, when he's allowed to roll along like that in front.
Just watching the replay, I was still tickle pink with Sulaquar. He got going again later. He just couldn't sprint, and that's what they do.
I'm going Gay Waterhouse more with Gay shortly, more than 2.5 million in the tank now for Desert War. 1.93, strolled through the first half. Huey Bowman in 1:26.78, the first 1400 home there in 35.15. Made it tough. Confectioner.
Slow it down. He can accelerate when he wants to. Nothing in weight for age races wants to take him on. And at the moment, as you say, he's meeting handicappers just week in, week out, and he's just too good for them.
And it is the feature race here today, the Coolmore Classic, over 1,500 metres for the fillies and mares at Group 1 level. And the runners are out in the yard. Good thing is that this rain seems to have stopped. Still a bit black out there.
Hayes, Craig Williams, she's just into double figures now. She's firmed 11 points here on track. She's our market mover. She'll go forward from that gate. Whether you can make up a lot of ground, it won't mind her. She'll be up on top of the speed somewhere. That $15.10 is huge overs.
8.50 to go. It's Passagatira by a length on the stablemate Fashions Afield. Rewayers in the box seat from a Country Girl. Regal Cheer starting to stride up 4 deep. And then Chinque Cento, Love and Money, followed by Belbazaar and Vitestane from More Than Lucky and Nova Star. Back on the inside, Divine Madonna from Dowding, and then Tuesday, Joy, Shell, Pegasus, and last of all is Peakaland. A bunching field in the Group 1 Coolmore Classic on the turn for the fillies and mares. And it's Passagatira being joined by Fashions Afield, and Regal Cheer has loomed up on the outside and taken the lead now. Regal Cheer looking to win the race, back-to-backs in front. Divine Madonna cutting back near the inside from Chinque Cento. 200 to go. Regal Cheer's in front of Fashions Afield. Tuesday Joy is starting to eat up the ground down the outside with Dowding. It's the 3-year-old Tuesday Joy taking the lead, and Tuesday Joy for Gay Waterhouse wins it from Dowding. Divine Madonna has got third, I think, in front of Shell Pegasus, and then we've got in behind them next Chinque Cento. Regal Cheer got tied from Fashions Afield.
Very strong performance by a 3-year-old filly to beat the older mares here in the Group 1 Coolmore Classic. More Group 1 for that family as well. It is a wonderful family, as we said.
Big day, a very exciting day, unbelievably satisfying, Bruce. Last week we had a real chance. It was so funny that they wanted me to run her in the far lap, and I've never been so annoyingly persuasive with Duncan Grimley and John.
No, I'm never going to disagree with Gay again. Not that I disagreed with her, I just thought the Fashions Afield was too good for these and saved Tuesday Joy for the Oaks and Derby. Yeah, buddy. I just think about that. Thanks, mate.
John Singleton, owner here of a Tuesday Joy.
For Gay Waterhouse, John Singleton, and of course Darren Beedman. Tuesday Joy, $7.50 betting. Dowding, who was fantastic. Divine Madonna was excellent. It was a terrific lineup.
Race here today at Sandown. It is the Blamey Stakes. It is over 1,600 metres now on Super Tap. Apache Cat just starting to get out to $1.40. It's getting out there as it's coming.
Last of all, coming up to the turn, Cognac Bay. Lucky Unicorn outside, Red Dazzler coming to the turn. A length further back then Bonhoeffer. Apache Cat will come to the outside now, be the widest runner. They leave the fence, and at the Oasis went back to the rail from Molotov. In the straight, Red Dazzler again gets the front. At the 350 metre mark from Lucky Unicorn, and now the Cat. Apache Cat is asked to let down on the outside of Bonhoeffer, and here he comes, Apache Cat. He ranges up on the outside of the 250, takes the lead from Bonhoeffer. Then further back, Red Dazzler Spinny. Apache Cat, the class kicking in, and away goes the big Cat. Apache Cat coming away. He's too good for Bonhoeffer. Spinny Molotov battle it out for third. Oh, he's a genuine deal, this fellow. Apache Cat, 2 lengths to Bonhoeffer. Photo third. Molotov or Spinny, a gap then to Red Dazzler.
Next time round.
Yes, Molotov looking more and more like a 2,000 metre plus horse today.
The 3 this prep, 9 out of 20 overall, but he's in career peak form. He's untested, basically, this preparation, Shane, in those 3 wins. No, the Doncaster handicap, and again, we've got Apache Cat now favourite at $5.50. Mentality, the 3-year-old, $6.50. Divine Madonna good yesterday, Malcolm good. And you've got Casino Prince coming back from Melbourne. Swick, who was good last week in Melbourne. Desert War, Harada Sun. Well, will he come to Sydney?
Former race name registered as the Ajax Stakes. It's the Velocity. $5, 3 points shorter in the bookmakers. High C, second favourite, right on each way odds. $40 now coming for High C. $4.50. They bet 2 points better, but it's only 1 point better now. Dan Lee, 24, is comparable. Brave Lancer.
Dan Lee, they lead by 2 lengths on the Free Stater as they work past the 600 pole. Newton's Rings on the inside from High C. He's had a nice run in fifth spot, and he's tracking the favourite every step of the way from Chin Shinzig, and then came Vicky Tin Blues and Flash Trick into the straight, and Danley went up on the outside and takes a narrow lead from Striking Victory. Innes calling on the favourite, the Free Stater. Newton's Rings was next, and down the outside High C. It's Danley, the leader inside the 200. The Free Stater and High C are trying to go after it, but Danley is in front. Here comes High C on the outside. High C moving up to Danley. They're wide apart. High C's ducking off the track. He's taken the lead, and High C and Danley have hit the line absolutely locked together. Very wide apart. High C and Danley. Looks like the Free Stater may have just got third in front of Red Robert and Shinzig and run.
He started to drift out. He lost some ground as he drifted out. But having a look at that, Danley has got the bob right on the line. So we'll just have to wait the photo. We just can't see from the top.
High C right out wide. Zach Perkins beat Danley. Just giving Kathy O'Hara out.
Very excited about coming.
$5.170. 9 Danley, 5.10.
The Group 1 George Ryder Stakes for his call. Let's go up to Mark Sheep.
Mentality at one stage of betting, but Apache Cat now half a point shorter than Mentality on the tote. They're a lot closer. Apache Cat 260, Mentality 270. And then we go to Harada Sun at 5.20. Last, and on the outside of it is Harada Sun, about 5 off the lead. They haven't gone very fast, and Joker's Wild's in front by 3/4 on Mentality. Apache Cat is still locked away on the inside at the moment, and then came back in behind him. Chinkway Cheto starting to edge up 3 wide. Harada Sun will get in its back, and Casino Prince is following Apache Cat. They turn for home, and Joker's Wild just in front of Mentality. Oliver will need to weave some magic here, and Apache Cat does a run on the rail now. Then came Chinkway Cheto and Casino Prince, but Beedman puts the foot down, and Mentality takes the lead from Joker's Wild. Apache Cat. Here comes Harada Sun right down the outside. Harada Sun moves up and hits the lead in the rider. Harada Sun takes over. He's drifting off the track, but he's got the money. Harada Sun beat Mentality and Apache Cat. And then came in behind them Casino Prince from Chinkway Cheto, and Joker's Wild was last in.
They've said all along he's a very, very good horse, Harada Sun, the half brother to Elvstrom, and just have a look at...
Because everyone's been bagging the horse, and quite honestly, his last 2 starts he's had issues, and it's been a real hard job trying to get the horse right. He's had big issues with his feet, but going into today's race, I thought he was going to be in order enough to really step up and show what he's all about. He's still green. He's still learning.
From there as well?
I suppose he's only better than Elstrom when he's won more money, but if I put that aside, he's the best horse I've ever trained, for sure.
What's more satisfying?
A few things wrong, but look, he's a magnificent horse, isn't he? As I said, Frank Tagg said he was better than Elstrom as well. Tony Vasil said...
On the Doncaster last year, Glenn, this horse probably gives you an excellent chance of winning another.
Well, I mean, this race is always the best trial going on in Doncaster. He drops to 52.5. I'm sure with the experience going our way, bigger field. I can't wait to get him in a big field where he can actually get bottled up and you can let him go with it.
Pegasus half brother to Elvstrom beating Mentality and Apache Cat 33.9 home in 21.9 of a slowly run race. Shows...
Horse, obviously a very good horse. You don't beat a field like that just getting on the wrong leg and ducking out and performing the way he did yesterday. He's right in the Doncaster, no doubt about it. This is the Doncaster form. Mentality went good. He was ridden aggressive Cat, and I thought Casino Prince was outstanding. That could be the first 4 in the Doncaster.
But you can add Divine. You can add Divine Madonna.
Yeah, well, she's the other.
She's got to be the other one, hasn't she?
Yeah, but this is...
Race 6, the Arrowfield Stud Stakes over 2,000 metres for 3-year-old fillies. Another one at Group 1 level, and there she is. Miss Finland on this day last year, she won the Golden Slipper in devastating fashion by 4.5 lengths.
Miss Finland, $1.60, about 15 cents longer than that on track. She's been rock solid, been well back. Tuesday Joy's been rock solid, $2.90, a flick of the coin longer on.
So they work to the 700 metres, and Yanina in front of Tuesday Joy. Now Beasley's allowing her a little bit more leather to go up and pour the pressure on now. Miss Finland looks to be travelling well behind it. He's popping out 3 wide now from Kamsi. He's just dancing all about us and Bank to Fortune. As they turn for home, 4.50 to go, and Tuesday Joy went up and put the head in front. Leads narrowly from Yanina. Now coming on the outside is Miss Finland. Can she wear down Tuesday Joy? And then Just Dancing. He looks to be travelling well on the outside. Miss Finland's got a fight on her hands here. Tuesday Joy's in front, but now she's third emerges on Miss Finland. Then down the outside, Bank to Fortune and Just Dancing. Miss Finland picks up, she goes to the lead, and she'll claim another Group 1 and $4 million in the kitty. Beat Bank to Fortune, Just Dancing and Tuesday Joy. And then came Calm Seas, followed by All About Us, and Yanina has dropped out to the rear of the field.
Craig Williams, Miss World, does it again. Miss Finland, she's just so superior, isn't she? She got past Tuesday Joy easily. Look, she just stretches right out to the line, ears right back, and she is just all class, isn't she?
Caroline, she's a racehorse, she's a champion. I don't care if people say I use the word too frequently. She's an out-and-out champion of what she's done. And
Now do you go to the Derby and take on the boys, or do you stay to the Oaks?
No guts, no glory, Bruce.
The Derby for Miss Finland?
Derby for Miss Finland.
Well done, back in.
Okay, mate.
John Massara, the part owner of Miss Finland's champion filly, who wins the race he sponsors, the Arrowfield Stud Stakes, Caroline.
He'll certainly enjoy leading.
She says, I'll break you, and she does.
5 Group 1s now, and she wins the Arrowfield Stud Stakes for the Arrowfield Stud team.
Look, she hits a flat spot, and I've never seen a horse cruise up so easy as Just Dancing to her. Then she rallied, and then Bank to Fortune cruised up. You think, well, she's got her, and then Williams gets serious. Look, she is a champion. She is a champion. She's won $4 million. She doesn't destroy opposition. Well, the only time she's ever destroyed them, I think.
Now, how many 2-year-olds were nominated for the Golden Slipper?
2,216 were entered originally for the Golden Slipper. It's been whittled down to this final field of 16 here today, away from start time. $7.40 for Murder at the moment, 2.5 points shorter than that on course. He's firmed in just a half point. Number 2, and looking at the rest of them, they're all out to double figure odds. $13.80 there for number 16, Forensics from Gate 1. Just a tougher contest for a horse to miss the start like that. It has been done, I think Belle de Jour, but he will have someone inside the store with him just to make sure he doesn't lie on the gate.
If he misses it, a half.
Ready to go. Gates are back, they're off and racing. Murder Jill's jumped out okays in the first 4 or 5. Forensics jumped out well, and there goes Hassan Lightning for the lead. Elide followed by Press the Button, losing a spot, being passed by Hurry Choice and Downhill Racer. Sleek Shazzy's gone right back into the field. She's third last differential now, going past it from Chinchilla Rose. And last of all is Vecchia Roma. 600 to go. Hassan Lightning is just in front of Murder Jill, and they've broken away. 3 lengths on Zazu, and then came Forensics and Shaft running fifth, followed by Maurice and Rose Ceremony. And then Ciccone and Cumden didn't get round the turn into the straight, and it's Hassan Lightning on the inside and Murder Jill on the outside, and Cassidy drives the grey to the lead. Zazu is coming down the outside, and Oliver bringing Forensics with its run. Forensics moved up with Zazu. They've taken the lead in the Golden Slipper. It's Forensics got its head in front of Zazu. Maurice is starting to run on late. It's Forensics in front, and Forensics is winning the Golden Slipper. Wins it from Zazu. Maurice was third, Murder Jill fourth, and then we've got Chinchilla Rose from Deferential for the back.
Forensics, the winner of the 2007 Amy Golden Slipper. What a ride there by Damien Oliver. It's a very, very, very good filly. Look at Damien Oliver too. If we can have a look at Damien Oliver coming back to scale, pumping his fists. It's just fantastic, these shots that we can. There we are. Look at Damo.
Your first slipper, Damien, is it the monkey off the back? You taking it all in?
I don't know about the monkey off the bat, Bruce, but I don't think there's a happier man in the world than me today. I've tried so hard to win this race. I think I've run every place but first in it. As you know, many placings, and you know, it's the Grand Slam of racing, if you like. I won the other big 3, the Caulfield Cup and the Cox Plate and the Melbourne Cup, and this race has always eluded me, and it's very hard to believe I finally won it.
And then we've got...
Well, history in more ways than one. Damien Oliver joins a select band who have won the Big 4, Mick Dittman, Jim Cassidy, Neville Selwood, Roy Higgins and Pat Holland, winning the Golden Slipper, the Caulfield Cup, the Cox Plate and the Melbourne.
The fillies and mares, weight for age, Group 1, Queen of the Turf Stakes, over 1,500 metres. We'll run through these totes. Richie Gay Waterhouse run a cheeky choice, but Divine Madonna continues to firm. She's firmed in a full point now here on course before.
They've been giving him a big rap, haven't they?
Inside of it from Shell Pegasus, Amory Lane still posted wide. Adamato midfield, Divine Madonna's back on the inside of it, about 6 off the lead. And then came in behind them Vitestain, Absolutely Fabulous, Dan Wassery. Well back was Cosy Bay and Storm Alert just edging her past it. Around the home turn they come now, and the Queen of the Turf and Reweyer quickens up and gets away and leads by a length and a half on Cheeky Choice. Beauty Watch down the outside from Fashion to Field. Regal Cheer being nursed along, he's about to pop the question, and then came Doubting. It's Reweyer in front. Here comes Cheeky Choice on the outside. She moved up and hit the lead. Beauty Watch and the runners there for Fashion to Field. And Divine Madonna is flying on the outside. Divine Madonna hits the lead and takes it out. She's come from nowhere to get up and score for Bossy. Wins it from Cheeky Choice and Beauty. Cheer being nursed along. He's about to pop the question and then came Dowding. It's Rewayer in front. Here comes Cheeky Choice on the outside. She moved up and hit the lead. Beauty Watch and the runners there for Fashions Afield. And Divine Madonna is flying on the outside. Divine Madonna hits the lead and takes it out. She's come from nowhere to get up and score for Bossy. Wins it from Cheeky Choice and Beauty Watch and then Dowding, followed by Fashions Afield. Absolutely fabulous.
She's a super little mare, isn't she? That's a second Group 1 there for Divine Madonna. She won the Emirates back in the spring.
If she got the right breaks and they come, she's just got an amazing turn of foot and she'll be a very worthy Doncaster ride.
Absolutely awesome. Last 400 in 21.16, fast of the day. Must have been the last 200 in about 6, I think. Divine Madonna, Cheeky Choice.
She was explosive. She is explosive. When we've seen her do this in the past, and a couple of runs back now, she's getting better this way of going. She's always a bit skew-if.
And he now heads the mark at Harada at 380. Divine Madonna, 2 winners yesterday for Glenn Boss. He can't ride them both. He rides Harada Sun, and Mark Kavanagh confirming Dwayne Dunn goes to Divine.
This is the Sydney City Lexus TJ Smith Stakes for the sprinters at Weight for Age Group 1 over 1,200 metres. Let's run through the totes, Richie. 5 points for Mustard. He's getting some good late support. Firming in a point. Number 6, Bentley Biscuit, just getting out a half point. Is Primus getting out a full point now. Firming in a point. Black Ink getting good support. And as I said, Barrage to Fortune down the bottom is firming in about 4.
Ready to jump, and they're off and racing now. Spark of Life was away very quickly, and so too was Virage de Fortune. They pair Fortune, and they lead by about 2 lengths on Dance Hero, tracking up behind them third. Primus is fourth. Then came Mustard and Bentley Biscuit, followed by Black Ink. Red Oog looks to be struggling in the ground. He's second last and off the bit, and Unju is last of all, 10 off the lead. It's Spark of Life on the inside and Virage de Fortune. They've cut-throated in front from the time they hit the ground. 2 lengths on Dance Hero and Primus, and then Mustard and Bentley Biscuit. And further back was Black Ink around the turn, and Spark of Life kicked away from Virage de Fortune. 2 or 3 lengths to Dance Hero. Bentley Biscuit has taken to the centre of the track and it's starting to run on strongly, and so too is Primus. Spark of Life in front. Has he got anything left in the tank? Bentley Biscuit is flying down the centre. Bentley Biscuit moved up at the 100 and took the lead. He's kicked away in the TJ Smith for Gay, and Bentley Biscuit is racing away with it. Black Ink flies home to get second. Virage de Fortune third, and then came Dance Hero, followed by Spark of Life. Well, he got driven mad in front from Mustard and Primus, and then Red Oog, and further back Virage de Fortune with them, and last of all was Unju.
Gay Waterhouse wins the race, named in her father's honour, the TJ Smith Stakes, with Bentley Biscuit, a good ride there, Nash Rawiller.
Disappointing, there might be something wrong. It's finished last, Red Oog second last. Bentley Biscuit, Nash Rawiller for Gay Waterhouse, $5.30, $2. 8 Black Ink, $2.60. 10 Virage de Fortune at $3.80.
Biscuit's a winner, 10 out of 16. Now he's a Group 1 winner. Well done to Nash Rawiller, and well done to Gay Waterhouse there with Bentley Biscuit, the horse.
Giz was a good ride. He was heavily backed. He was $6 into $4.60. Gay Waterhouse couldn't sell him. She rang one of her friends and owners, George Moritoff, and he said, look, I'll buy half of the horse. I'm not buying the whole thing, only if you stay in the other half and put your money up. Gay did, and he's won over $930,000. Hats off, super horse. The runner-up, Black Ink, geez, it's a good horse. He just keeps backing up. What about Virage de Fortune? Did she show that she's...
A bit. We know he's got a tremendous will to win. I remember after this horse won 7 straight, Richard said, well, that's about his level, that's as far as he'll go. You did so.
No. See, you're wrong again. You love to sort of make things up. I think he appreciated it.
Okay.
You know, and I want to back him on a wet track again. What do you want to can him on one? Have a look. That's a heavy track, Ronnie. He's gone past them like they're nailed to the running rail.
Yeah, he would have been.
Yeah, he doesn't handle it.
Track.
So all those good sprinters behind him, they're just hopeless in it, are they?
No, I'm just saying. Black Ink handles going. And
the favourite, it's the Wonder Filly, the Miss Finland, but she's easing. Been well backed has been number 14, the other filly, Tuesday Joy. He's no pie to Miss Finland. It's your favourite, $3.30 on the tote. That is spot on the mark. She's that price exactly on track. $43 a spot on. Fiumicino, $5.50, a half point better. Pacino, Miss Finland, $3.10. It's a quarter of a point longer, but she's firm 40 cents. And the bottom one, Tuesday Joy. She opened up a point better than each way odds. She firmed that point. She got back out. $7.30 the tote is a point and a half of value.
Dan Ever on top by a neck on Gorky Park, who's going up to put some pressure on the leader. Reduced Dancer is third from Metron Jurt, 2 lengths to Fee and Keto. He's no pay. The next being passed by Red Lord. Ford surging through in the centre. Miss Finland tracking it. Pacino's dropping out of it. Then came Phil Machino out wide, followed by Sir James, who got into trouble. Tuesday Joy will have to come very wide, and Ruling Powers dropped out to conspicuous last as they turn in the Derby. And Gorky Parker's taken over and kicked away from Red Lord. Reduced Dancer was next, followed by He's No Paid. Phil Machino is now starting to launch. He is running Tuesday Joy. Miss Finland would need to get moving from there. It's Gorky Parker. Ambitious General has come through in the centre for Oliver and taken the lead. Bleedman on the outside on Phil Machino. It's Bleedman and Oliver in the Derby. Phil Machino has taken the lead, and Phil Machino is surging away. The son of Zabeel is too good, and he wins the Derby. Ambitious General was second. Tuesday Joy has got third, and then He's No Paid, followed by Gorky Park and Miss Finland, and then Red Lord.
Phil Machino, the 2007 AJC Australian Derby winner, and a pat there from Darren Beedman. A good round.
Peter Snowden said 3 starts ago he was at Kembla. You know he'd handle the going. He handled it to it nicely today. He's a good horse in the making, Fumicino.
Won that horse, Fumicino, won a maiden at Kembla Grange on April 6th. He's a Derby winner, a Group 1 winner. He's by Zabeel out of Latte.
It's a South Pacific Classic. This is at Group 3 level, over 1,400 metres for the 3-year-old.
2 and 4 are both equal second favourites. 770. Boy, oh boy, Dane Lee. 3 3/4 of a point shorter than that on
2 Danley. Some late speaking there for number 2 Danley. So 210.
Side and Garona back on the rail from Slow Walls. Raining to win, just starting to edge around the outside. 3 wide now from Something Anything and Danley in the centre. They turn for home at Esquidere is the leader from Westacaro. And then Garona followed by Something Anything. Voss has still got a good hold on Raining to Win. Hasn't called on it yet, and Danley's about a length behind it. Westacaro and Esquidere now being joined by Danley and Raining to Win coming down the outside on Something Anything, but Danley has sprinted to the front right down the outside from Raining to Win, and it's Danley getting the break over a length in front, and he'll sprint away for Kathy O'Hara. Beats Raining to Win, Something Anything third, Westacaro fourth, and then a couple of lengths to Slow Waltz, Escadere, and Garona's dropped out to be last of all.
He was ridden back today, Danley by Kathy O'Hara, and he came down the outside to win here the Group 3 South Pacific Classic. Raining to win.
A regular occurrence, first time since the size last year in Queensland, Caroline.
Exactly right. Thanks very much for that, Bruce. Using initial.
Past a handicap worth $2.25 million. Allow me to
22 points longer. The market movers, number 11, Harada Sun. They've come for this in droves. It's heavily backed on track. It's a dominant favourite. It's 4 points in front of any other runner, which are Divine Madonna and Aquadamore equal on the second line with Apache Cat. Let's go upstairs for the Emirates Doncaster.
Lengths to Misty Ubiquitous, and then came Divine Madonna. She's well back in the field with Swick and Aquadamore, and Shinziger's last of all. And the Doncaster, Apache Cat for Oliver leads by a neck. On the outside for Beedman is Mentality, and then came Dan Zippo and Arata Sun right behind them, followed by Flaming and Beauty Watch. Activation's already under the stick, and then came Adamato. Divine Madonna going up near the inside from the Free Stater, but Apache Cat kicked away as they turned for home. 400 to go, led by 2 lengths on Mentality out in the centre of the track. Arata Sun has tried to rally on the inside. He's coming after Apache Cat now, and Divine Madonna's going with them. Arata Sun went through to hit the lead now from Apache Cat. Divine Madonna's the danger on the inside. Wider out as Aquadamore. Harada Sun's drifting off the track from Mentality. Harada Sun, the 3-year-olds in front, and Harada Sun wins the Doncaster. Beat Mentality and Divine Madonna. The Free Stater, but Apache Cat kicked away as they turned for home. 400 to go, led by 2 lengths on Mentality out in the centre of the track. Harada Sun has tried to rally on the inside. He's coming after Apache Cat now, and Divine Madonna's going with them. Harada Sun went through to hit the lead now from Apache Cat. Divine Madonna's the danger on the inside. Wider out as Aquadamore. Harada Sun's drifting off the track from Mentality. Harada Sun, the 3-year-olds in front, and Harada Sun wins the Doncaster. Beat Mentality and Divine Madonna. And then came Aquadamore and Flaming.
With Harada Sun, the autumn champion over the Randwick Mile. He held off Mentality. It was a great challenge by Mentality, the other 3-year-old there. But
I can hear the bookmakers crying from here. He was heavily backed to firm a full point into a dominant favourite in the Group 1 Emirates Doncaster is a huge go.
I think ultimately next spring the Cox Plate would be an ideal race for him to set the horse for.
Great to work with such a great horse, Tony.
He's a super horse, this bloke.
Witness something pretty, like the start of something very special here. Yeah, he's such a immature, horse with just so much unbelievable raw ability. It gives you sort of a tingle up your spine sort of feeling, but you feel like you're riding a kid. He's just got no idea what he's doing, but you point him in the direction, he says, let's go, you know, and he's got a huge motor. Tony's going to, and the owners, they're going to have a lot of fun with this horse. He could be something special.
The bookmakers last year, they were wiped out with Racing to Win winning the Doncaster. They're wiped out again. $4.40, $2.10, $2.80 Mentality, Divine Madonna, $3.
After a shame, wasn't it?
Oh, terrific. You know, like Ackworth.
Went super. Divine Madonna, the wet track, but this bloke, he was gallant yesterday, but he's a superstar in the making.
I just wonder if the races
just seem to balk him a little bit about here. And, you know, he just lost his momentum for a stride and then he picked it up again. And I
think
thought
he was trying to steer into him there.
Probably, to try and get some contact.
Grounds,
but you know, he's a star in the making too mentality. And, you know, he was unlucky not to win. Good luck to the winner. He's a very good horse, but it was unlucky mentality.
Have a quick look at the totes, Richie.
A Country Girl, $21.30, add 5 points. We'll go back that page. If with Miles, but I'm serious, you can double that. More money coming for Hot Danish now. Heavily back, 280 is spot on. The next one.
It is right up. Choice in front leads by a half a length on Hot Danish, and they lead by a length and a half on He's last and wide on the turn. Cheeky Choice's rider staying away from the inside. Hot Danish and More Than Lucky went up, and they made a line of 3. Quickly Hot Danish on the outside has taken over from Cheeky Choice and More Than Lucky, and then Shell Pegasus and Cozzy Bay, but down to the 200 and the heavily backed Hot Danish is raced away. She's 2 lengths in front of Cozzy Bay, then More Than Lucky and Cheeky Choice as she continues on a winning way. Hot Danish, she is a star in the making, and she'll run away and score it from Cozzy Bay. More Than Lucky third from Cheeky Choice, and then Shell Pegasus. My Lady's Chamber.
6 starts now for 5 wins. Hot Danish, she is a real up-and-coming star. Number 9,000 at the Scone yearling sale. She was held by Holbrook at Thoroughbreds. There are the interim dividends there after the third. Number $80.50, $5.40.
Star in the making, 5 out of 6 for Hot Danish. A $30,000 yearling from Scone. Well, we'll learn more about it with Les Bridge shortly. Just to improve.
Les Bridge has had a huge opinion of her for a long time, Bruce.
He's sensational. This is the other one I want to take into the spring. Guillotine and Hot Danish. Remember these two names come Flemington. Look, to sprint from the death seat like she has at her past 2 starts is the sign of a very, very good filly. Get her in a fast run race, give her some cover, and she'll be even more explosive.
Today, this is the Big Pond Queen Elizabeth Stakes. A weight for age for Group 1 gallopers here over 2,000.
Or 260, a half point longer on track. Railing, 760, 5 points longer. 10, 5 points shorter on track. Your favourite Harada Sun, $2.80, a half point shorter than that. And look, these 2 horses dominate the market. Harada Sun and Desert War. Just 1 roll of the die longer on track. Railing, 740. It's 2 points longer, but it's been well backed. It's 4 points shorter. Harada Sun, 250. They bet 1 roll longer. It's now 1 roll shy of that.
Off back at the rear. Coalesce is in front, just making Desert War do a little bit of work here in the early stages. Coalesce holding him out, and Desert War stoking up on the outside to take the lead now. Grand Zulu stoking up on the outside to take the lead now. Grand Zulu drops behind them, and that leading trio are already about 6 or 7 lengths in front of Harada Sun. 2 lengths to doubt, and so in this pattern they run. Still a strung out field, and Desert War, with Oliver starting to turn up the heat on the leader. Coalesce is still right on his back second, 3 lengths to Grand Zulu. They want to get moving shortly on these other ones. Harada Sun still about 7 lengths away. He's got to take the field up, and then came Spirit of Tara, followed by Doubting Confectioner, Red Robert Railings, and Molotov on the inside. Desert War in front at the 600 metres. Oliver sitting down to ride him out now. Still a length and a half in front of Coalesce, and Grand Zulu's under the whip. 3 lengths to Harada Sun, steadily making headway. And then came Doubting, followed by Spirit of Tara, Molotov, and the others couldn't win. Around the home turn in the Queen Elizabeth, and Desert War is in front by about a length and a half on Coalesce. Now Harada Sun, the 3-year-old, is taken to the centre of the track and is going after Desert War. Desert War's in front. Harada Sun with every stride is coming after him. Can he wear down this old war horse, Desert War? Desert War's in front. Harada Sun's running off the track. He's running out of ground, and Desert War's going to lead all the way. He does it again. Desert War wins it from Harada Sun. Photo third, Spirit of Tara, or Grand Zulu from Coalesce. And then we've got Molotov.
The Warhorse does it again. Desert War here getting up in the Group 1 Queen Elizabeth starts. 2 starts ago, he broke Confectioner's Heart. Today, Harada Sun also cost himself a bit by running.
3:10, 150 Desert War. Harada Sun was gallant 130. Spirit of Tar.
Well, 7 Group 1s now for Desert War, and he makes you earn them. And Desert War wins the Queen Elizabeth. Harada Sun, gallant and brave running.
I thought his best chance was to make it a true staying test, and Harada Sun was I thought a little bit of a query at the distance, so I thought it was in our best interest to make it a true staying test and take it up a fair way out.
Yeah.
And he's quite simply outstayed him yesterday.
What's he like to extend the preparation into Brisbane?
Will the performance of Harada Sun hold him in good stead going forward next preparation?
Oh, without a doubt. Look, this is a marvellous achievement. This horse is... in 15 days, he's nearly won 3 Group 1s on wet tracks, dry tracks, and look, he loomed to win here until Richard grabbed hold of his tail, because the old Horse of the Year would have been gone if he looms past him. Miss Andretti's Horse of the Year title is absolutely gone if he wins here.
But he didn't.
Now, feet to grow out a little bit. He's a star. He's a star.
I tell you what, though.
He's a champion in his own right, isn't he, County Tyrone? He's a previous winner of the race, and this is the 5th time he's gone round in the Sydney Cup, 9th time over the 3200.
Caroline 12. 640, 66.90 isn't far off the mark. New kid in
Brown is the right.
Wear the same colours. Same jacket, I should say, and Razu whipping them in. 800 to go. Desert Master just in front of Prince Arthur, who's still got the inside running. Now they're starting to make their runs, and No Wine, No Song is the first to come out of the pack. He's moving up to challenge for the lead now. Around the outside is Pentathon from Gaelic. Blue Tigeroo is saving a lot of ground right up near the inside. Ollie's taking the inside runs, and then came New Kid in Town and Prince Dandelion. Around the turn, and Prince Arthur's got his head in front. Blue Tigeroo's about to come up underneath him, and No Wine, No Song on the outside. They're nicely clear from Gaelic, getting into the clear, running on. They're stretched across the track, and it's No Wine, No Song. Blue Tigeroo, they're fighting it out from Prince Arthur, Prince Dandelion, and Gaelic. No Wine, No Song, Blue Tigeroo. No Wine, No Song is still in front with 100 to go. Gaelic's on the outside, and Arazu coming from the back. No Wine, No Song, and Gaelic. Gaelic sticks his head in front and wins the cup. Gaelic has won it from a wall of horses. Prince Dandelion, No Wine, No Song, and Arazu, all in a big bunch there from Blue Tigeroo, who didn't see out the trip.
The Adelaide Cup winner now, a Sydney Cup winner number 2 in Gaelic for Stephen Arnold and Graham Rogerson, the winner there.
The line of Razu, the No Wine, So Not, Prince Dandelion, Blue Tigeroo just didn't run the 2 miles strongly out. The proven 2 miler Gaelic got the money. The Adelaide Cup, now the Sydney Cup double.
Exciting. He's fought back from so many serious injuries which would probably threaten many other horses' careers.
Yeah, well, they tried to put him down at the track one day at Caulfield when he fractured his pelvis. He's had tendon problems. It's very emotional.
Oh, look, great scenes here as Stephen Arnold brings the horse back. Gaelic, $7, $2.30, $11.60 Arazu, $2.90 No Wine.
Well, Desert War's brave, but so too is that horse, Gaelic. He survived so much to be a racehorse, and now he's an Adelaide Cup and Sydney Cup winner for Lord Williams.
Of the All-Age Stakes, and great to see the global sprint champion take over Target back in action. Joe Genix with us. Joe is
from the start in the Group 1 All-Age Stakes, the Daily Telegraph All-Age Stakes. Let's have a run through the totes, Richard.
Yeah, the champ, take over Target, $4.10. $44, you can double that. Black Ink, $6.70, you can double that.
Rear of the field, he's slowing them right down in front here on Virage de Fortune. Corey Brown's got them stacked up, leads by about a length on Takeover Target, and then came Fast and Famous on the outside, followed by Cataclysm and Bentley Biscuit. It's hemmed away in between horses at the moment as De Beers comes up on the outside to keep it in the pocket. Bannock Bay back on the inside from Black Ink, and Malcolm last of all. Virage de Fortune slipped away on the turn. She's been well rated in front, and she's about 2 or 3 lengths clear over Takeover Target and Fast and Famous, and then came Cataclysm and wider out De Beers and Malcolm from the back. 200 to go, Virage de Fortune in front. They're starting to whittle the lead down now. Bentley Biscuit comes on the outside. Here comes the Biscuit. Bentley Biscuit raced up and took the lead. Black Ink's running on, but he does it again. Bentley Biscuit comes away to beat Black Ink and Malcolm, and then Fast and Famous and Takeover Target, followed by Virage de Fortune and Cataclysm and Bannock Bay, and De Beers is back at the tail of the field.
Two Group 1s in a row there for Bentley Biscuit, Nash Rilla and Gay Waterhouse. He won the TJ last week. The TJ Smith comes out.
Bet 21.40 Bentley Biscuit, $2 Black Ink, Malcolm $1.60. Quinella.
One win last week, TJ Smith, 7 days later, Group 1 win again, the All-Age Stakes at 1,400 metres. He's a winner 11 out of 17. He's the real deal, and he's heading off to England, where his owner, George Moritoff, or part owner, lives, and he'll be running at Royal Ascot, along with Takeover Target and Miss Andretti.
It's going beautifully.
You said he was a heavy tracker last week.
No, I didn't. I said exactly what I said this week, Ron. You do not listen. I said he's loving the give in the track. Right? That's what he's loving. He's had his issues. I think they've been well documented. He's had a few issues that they've managed with him with his legs, but he's just loving it. And I'll tell you what, he's a high-class horse who never runs a bad race. I think what's the worst he's finished is about 5th or something. He's a great horse.
Is the favourite on the Australian tabs, as you'd imagine, the 12-year-old at 3.10. Personal Drummy's stablemate.
Pointers toward Karazi doing the unthinkable and winning this race 3 years in a row.
Of course, Personal.
Go down the first dip, and I'll let you know that some parts of this race I can't see them because they go behind a huge television screen. But leading the way is Storm Sayer. From now, sweeping up 4 wide as they come to the next one. Over it cleanly. Jumping it nicely. They all got over that one fairly well. Still well back is Tosho Trick and Capital Gain, and they've also dropped out, but it's still 3 operators. They go past the grandstand once again. Karazi's really moved up nicely, running in second. Outside it is Storm Seiko. And a gap back to Mount Fountain. On its outside is moving up is Capital Gain. Then Telegenic, and a long last is Tosho Trick. Well, they've only got one more to get over. It's Karazi hit the lead from Mercy A-Time. Karazi at the top of the straight. Mercy A-Time going head and head. 3 operators back on the fence, running on nicely. Storm Seiko, Real Tonics there as well, and Perstel Drum, but Karazi gets over, stumbled slightly, but he's kicking away. It's Karazi going for 3 in a row. Karazi and Brett Scott looking like a human turboprop as he winds up. Karazi running home late, his reward present. Karazi dying on his run. Is he going to get there? Yes, Karazi, reward present. Mercy A-Time, then a gap further back to 3 operator. Some Tosho Trick, but stand up for the Aussie Karazi. For the last 3 years has been Karazi. He's 12, a 12-year-old, and yesterday he did a Maccabi Diva-like performance to win his 3rd consecutive Nakayama Grand Jump.
30 lengths. He came to Australia. He's run a placing in a Brisbane Cup, Adelaide Cup, 4th in a Melbourne Cup. Then he started hurdling.
Graham, I reckon this is our best international achievement ever. We've sent horses to Australia, but this is fantastic.
I kind of agree with that. I think it is the greatest international performance.
For sure. And Andrew...
For the Green Slopes Queensland Dane, it's Lasseron, 100 from Reigning to Win. Wet Trials first up, ran second behind Dan Lee at Royal Randwick. In a 3-year-old over the 1400s going to...
More than man now Reigning to Win. He's 3rd last. He's 12 and 15 from the leader. And then Karaji and II Silver. Westakaro at the crossing of the 600. 1 rebound side. 1 to leaders next. And Reigning to Win. He's a mile from them. Boss gets him to the extreme outside. In the straight, Westakaro about to be joined by Rahib. Then rebounded, followed by Fort and 1 Stella Mac. And Reigning to Win coming down the extreme outside, but he'll have to come quick. And he is. Rahib is the leader. Look at Reigning to Win. Reigning to Win. He's come from the tail. He's rounded up Rahib, and this is a run and a half. Reigning to Win beat Rahib. Snort 3rd. Photo 4th. Stella Mac or Satsang. And I'm here to tell you I will stand and salute this horse. He is something special.
I mean, these Brisbane Carnivals often throw up these extraordinary performances that you just mark down for the future. Remember Ethereal's win in the Oaks.
Rough Habits, many wins.
Rough Habit. I mean, it just is another platform for extraordinary performances.
Well, this horse, of course, went there last year.
This is a good race. They all look well. Every horse parading, and I've stuck with my numbers: 1, 4, 6, and 3. Dance Hero, just easing a bit on.
Coming up into the gates for the running of the Sir Bernhard over the 1200 metres. Wide around the Jackal, and they're followed then by Telematani and Primus as last as they corner to the 400. Spark of Life and Dance Hero, they're still going together. Anwar's been called upon, followed by Enthusiast. Hard to catch as next. Matani down the outside, Primus on the fence. Spark of Life kick beat off Dance Hero at the 200. Primus is going up on the fence, and here comes Matani. Matani out of the middle. The track went straight past Spark of Life. Then the Jackal hard to catch. Anwar battles hard, but it's all Matani, and Matani has won by 2.5 to Anwar 2nd. Not sure about 3rd, the Jackal or Tell Him from hard to... Have a look at this Sustain. Look, Scriven on Matani. He knows he's got them beaten. He dashes straight to the lead. Now have a look at this. One to the right. Now have a look at this one to the left. Now another to the right. We'll get to the left here. Now, where are the photographers? Where's the cameraman? Can anyone see me? Oh, it's bolted in. He's bolted in.
Unbelievable. This is a quote from Shane Scriven. I've never ridden one, seen one, or witnessed one like that. Shane had a big day out, and no bigger than that. Matani beating. Well, Shane's run second in 2 Stradbrokes on Scalacci and Consular, and, well, this is what he said. He'll be winning the Stradbroke, and I'll be riding him. Well, from what you see there, well, who's going to argue with Scrivo?
No. Next in, got the Schweppes Oaks Group 1 double coming up at Morphettville. This one will be followed by the Roberts Sangster Stakes. So it's certainly Marto from the Hayes stable here at $3.40.
Of Zingara, the speed's been genuine. 2 behind it, Juste Mamont from Devil Moon. Then there's a gap of 2 lengths to Zeta Zest and Canel. This leader's got them running. Further back in the field, Princess Maritza inside of Senorita Delago Olnisto. Animato trying to come around the entire field is 4 wide, improving though from Classic Truce, then Nisha, Collodi, and last is Motown Melody. The Schweppes Oaks field comes around the turn at the 4, and Delago missed, went to the lead from Mahashakri. In turn, Zingara going back to the inside was Indelible. Down the outside, Animato. She's come from last, but she's now first at the 200. Devil Moon tries to rally. It's Devil Moon and Animato, but Animato's clear from Devil Moon. Then Canel, Zeta Zest battling out the minors, but Animato puts up an almighty run to win the Oaks. Animato by a length, second. Canel getting out late, just over Devil Moon, and close up Zeta Zest. What a run, the winner. Followed in by Indelible and then Zinga. What a win. What a great run. She's come from last. She was 20 off the lead at the 1200 metre mark. She's had to come around the entire field. A pure class act. Fair enough, she's dropping back to 3-year-old fillies at Group 1 level, but the way she did it was outstanding.
Really looking forward to the second of the Group 1s.
Well, she looked a good thing. You rode like a good thing. Was that the instructions from David Hayes? First Group 1 in South Australia. There's a trivial.
Gave them 20 length start and circled the field, and it didn't get cover at any stage, so it was an amazing win.
Now, Group 1 racing coming up from Morphettville. It's the Robert Sangster Stakes. Universal Queen, who's a last start winner at this course and distance. She won the Alambi Stud Stakes over the 1200 metres back in that mini carnival, if you like, that they had a few weeks ago. Rawaya $7, Miss Mooney at $9.10, and there she is, Universal Queen at $2.80. She has been well supported during the week with TAB Sportsbet.
Remember, getting back now. Up it is to go. Catachuchu given more rain, strode a length and a half clear. Second is Universal Queen outside of Miss Mooney at a length and a half, and back at the tail, Zippanese around the turn. It's Catachuchu joined by Universal Queen. Universal Queen put the head in front of Catachuchu. Miss Mooney third from the Diem's Glow. Down the outside, running on fairly well was Media, but it's Universal Queen the leader from Miss Mooney. Ruwaya sneaking home on the rails. Deeper out Media, still Universal Queen. She's going to defy them, Universal Queen. She won by a length. Second Media a length. Third Flying Object coming up late for third. Just over Melrose Gardens. Close up Diem's Glow. Zippanese in 108.3 if you don't mind. 108.3. It is not a record. The track was a
Friedman's unbeaten record intact in that race. Ellie Corsam last year, Alingi the year before have been his fillies and mares that have won the 3 Robert Sangster.
And Gold Edition, of course, the 100 rating special for the Guineas over Grand Reeve, Magic Tristan, Dan Lee. 12.
But in saying that, she's in great shape. I still think she's going to be too good for him.
At the 500, 1 to Grand Reeve, 2 Magic Tris, 1 Ferocious, 1 Brasco, 1 Sequential Charm, Dan Lee, Deep Fillet, Bicycon, Scenic Silver. Gold Edition at the 300, got away, 2 Grand Reeve, Ferocious on the outside from Brasco, Sequential Charm, and then Prince Leo, but Gold Edition's a mile in front inside the 200. She's opened up, out by 3, Grand Reeve in second spot, Dan Lee and Prince Leo late, but here's win number 14 for Gold Edition. Gold Edition beat Grand Reeve, Dan Lee third, Prince Leo fourth, then Sequential Charm followed by Crusket, Ferocious, I'm a Joker. She's amazing. What time she run? 1:08.44. She has smashed Fashions of Field's race record the previous...
Yeah, look, she's just an out-and-out freak, Bo. She's a champion filly, every word of it. The only other horse I can probably put in her category as a cruising speed would be Might and Power, where one was a star and one's a sprinter. But to be able...
Behind those, East Timor next on the inside.
My Choice running on together with Helene Pillaging. Sacred Kingdom goes back to the inside. Ada Kali goes now to the leader, Natural Blitz. Regency Horse, and here's Sacred Kingdom rattling home to the inside. Here he comes. Sacred Kingdom went straight past them. Regency Horse up into second. Then Natural Blitz, Ada Kali, but here's a big win for Sacred Kingdom. Bolted up from Regency Horse.
Wow. Look at the time. 1:07.8. That equals Absolute Champion's track record. He is a serious international sprinter in the making, this three-year-old. First time at 1200. I think all his other runs have been down the straight at 1,000 metres.
By Costa de Lago.
Yeah.
What a special sort of horse. When they can do that, that's just... That's real.
Pointed him out once before. He trialled in Sydney for Clary Connors and looked the real thing there, but he's producing the goods now.
Target the tote favourite. Larry Olsen's with me with some final comments on the BTC Cup.
Any suggestion wide, and then Daunting Lad and Bentley Biscuit on the fences last. At the corner, 400 to go. Spark of Life by a length and a half. Fast and Famous is second, 2 lengths away. Take Over Target, Matani, G.I. Jane Magically, and then Black Ink. Any suggestion, Bentley Biscuit. Spark of Life in front, coming to the 200. Here's Take Over Target coming after him from Fast and Famous and Matani and Bentley Biscuit. But Take Over Target race to the lead. Bentley Biscuit's coming after him. Bentley Biscuit's going to grab him. Bentley Biscuit got up and beat Take Over Target. Matani is third. Fast and Famous might be fourth in front of G.I. Jane, Black Ink and Slad, and Bentley Biscuit on the fences last. At the corner, 400 to go. Spark of Life by a length and a half. Fast and Famous is second, 2 lengths away. Take Over Target, Matani, G.I. Jane Magically, and then Black Ink. Any suggestion, Bentley Biscuit. Spark of Life in front, coming to the 200. Here's Take Over Target coming after him from Fast and Famous and Matani and Bentley Biscuit. But Take Over Target race to the lead. Bentley Biscuit's coming after him. Bentley Biscuit's going to grab him. Bentley Biscuit got up and beat Take Over Target. Matani is third. Fast and Famous might be fourth in front of G.I. Jane, Black Ink and Spark of Life. The next time, Daunting Lad, followed by Any Suggestion, and last timers Magically. And it's come from last, Nash Ruilla, right along the fence on Bentley Biscuit to get up to win the BTC Cup.
Take nothing away from the Bentley Biscuit. That's 3 Group 1s. For the Biscuit now, and Nash Ruilla's ridden it on each occasion.
The All-Age, the TJ Smith, and now the BTC Sprinter.
Now moving in here at Doomben, very well backed Reigning to Win. He's the clear favourite. Yasamori and Rahib next.
Rahib is going through on the fence from Sermione, Karaji, followed by Yasamori. Now Reigning to Win's in an awkward spot. He's a long way back. He must be running about 10th as they come around the home turn, and Boss will need some luck. Into the straight, ready when you are the leader. From Rebounded, Lasseron, Galen came at them, so did Rahib, and Reigning to Win just steadies, eases to the outside, and he's about to come. Rahib went to the lead with 100 to go from Lasseron. He's Reigning to Win on the outside. Rahib and Lasseron. Reigning to Win's gathering them in. He grabs the lead, and Reigning to Win got up to beat either Rahib or Sermione, which ran on well. Lasseron's run fourth. The next time in the... It's amazing how confident you can ride when you have faith in the horse underneath you. And Boss has tremendous faith in this horse. And he rides the horse accordingly. He has tremendous faith in this animal. The up-and-comer, the youngster on the block, Reigning to Win. And
after him beautifully, he's getting the right result. Almost an arrogant ride.
Well, his last name's Boss.
Well, and I know Glenn's...
All the rage. Sky Raider at 100 might try and...
She's pretty short on track, but she has been back. A little bit of overs about her on the tote. I've gone that way. 8, 1, 2, 3 as they run.
They're racing now. Gold Edition from the outside began okay, and Grand Reaver's underneath her quickly in the early part. And when they come onto the course proper, Gold Edition's going to run to the lead. Grand Reaver's settling second. There's corner 800 to go. Gold Edition by 2 to Grand Reeve. Bianca third. Musiatia next on the outside. 2.5 to Jardine on the inside of Ima Joker. 3 to Dan Lee. It can't get on the track. Working hard around O'Crikey. Satsang on the rail. Then Sequential Charm followed by Stella Mack and Snort and Alberto. Coming up to the bend, and Gold Edition is the leader. She's coming around the turn, 2.5 to Grand Reeve. Riders getting anxious on it. 2 lengths away, Musatia, followed then by Jardine to the outside, and then comes Dan Lee. Gold Edition leads past the 300. It's 2 in front. In second spot, Grand Reeve. Jardine next on the outside, and Dan Lee, but Gold Edition, she's well clear with 100 metres left to go. She's out by 3 to Grand Reeve. Jardine, Sequential Charm, Dan Lee, it's all Gold Edition. She's off to the 10,000 next week, and Gold Edition bolted in. She won by 4 or 5. Photo second and third. Jardine, Grand Reeve, very prominent. Dan Lee, Sequential Charm, not by. She's off to the 10,000 next week now. 117.52. She has smashed Mr. Innocent's race record. Mr. Innocent ran 117.6. She's gone 117.52, and she's not far outside Natural Destiny's course record of 117.09. Oh, it's a blistering performance.
For 8, 2 and 11, and they ran sensational time, 117.52.
Verify that's the best sprinting filly in
Well,
Australia.
I think you raise a good point there. Who will be the 3-year-old filly of the year?
Yeah, well,
I mean, is it Gold Edition or is it Miss Finland?
Yeah, and
what about
Alan,
the horse of the year, Richard?
Well, I'll keep coming back to this. You know, she had a crack at in the Newmarket and got beaten. So that for me is just
anyhow, let's be
badly. Just on Gold Edition. I mean, I've been looking at horses for a long time. Been doing the form for a long time. I've never in my life seen a horse that can aim up like she can. Just week after week, meeting after meeting.
It's freaky, isn't it?
It doesn't matter how good she is the only horse in my life that I've ever seen that can back up like that. I see horses, you know, they produce these career best ratings. They'll do it once or twice, and then they just go in the corner and sulk for 6 months and come back. She just turns up, bang, bang, bang. If she puts a bad one in, 3 weeks later she bounces back.
She's been doing it since she was 2.
Since she's a baby.
You know,
she's a one-in-a-lifetime horse. She is amazing.
Her favourite here. It's a 1,000-metre race. We'll take this one and come back and have a chat with Jay Ford.
Racing. Lucky Secret on the outside began fairly. Mrs. Ward, Appian Way back fourth. Further back in the race then came Wishmaster. Then Marwin Gold, top tier the inside. Lucky Secret very wide. Further back Rasun. Pinprick, What's the Mail, Serene Prince going, spending. Well back in the race, Candyman, Bazaar last of all. 500 outer, a shade under now. Crepe de Sheen, Strategy G, and they steady. In front from Mrs. Waters, and Lucky Secret makes a line of 4. Out there in the white colours, going up to the leaders now. 2 further back, then Wishmaster, top tier locked up, followed by Appian Way. Rasun, Pinprick on the turn, Strategy G a length in front. Mrs. Waters under pressure, and Lucky Secret comes at them quickly. Lucky Secret races now to Strategy G. Then Rasun, Serene Prince down the outside, but a Lucky Secret is sprinting away. A brilliant win by the 3-year-old. Lucky Secret by 2.5 in the run home. Second Rasun, third Serene Prince, Bazaar in on for fourth. Then going spending Pinprick. Further back Mrs. Waters, followed by Wishmaster, Marwin Gold. Top tier, bar 1, Crepe de Sheen.
He's pretty exciting. 4 starts, 4 wins for Lucky Secret, ridden by Craig Williams and trained by Tony Vassell. Good job from the wide gate. 12.
It'll win a group race for sure. I don't know which level, but it
Come on, have a go at the level. I think you're right, by the way. It'll win a group race, for sure.
2.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Group 2.
Yeah. Group 2.
Okay, Group 2.
It's a bit weak. You could have gone Group 1.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't want to make any wild statements.
I think you're right. I think he is a Group 4.
Accusations, eh?
Harry Olsen's with me with some $14 chance. Michael Rodway.
Favourite on track here, pretty similar on and off. That's also the case with Empire's Choice number 1. The big moves.
The Rough Habit is next. We'll be calling
Prince of Truth going around them wide. Fortin 1 is held up, and Empire's Choice is trying to get into the clear as they corner. So step in line at the 350, joined by Arena's Lady. Ready when you are came at them, so too did Sophistication Galen. And here's Prince of Truth and Danehill Princess and Empire's Choice. Empire's Choice rocketing from the back. He's coming 1,000,000 miles an hour. Sands of Time's going with him. Empire's Choice and Sands of Time. Empire's Choice, Sands of Time. Empire's Choice beat Sands of Time. It's a photo third. Ready when you are is very prominent. Prince of Truth, Fortin 1. Time to win here.
Rough Habit plate here at Durban. Empire's Choice was the winner. 1, 7 and 10. He'd only...
Empire's Choice has always been the horse. Empire's Choice has always been the horse that's had plenty of ability. Looking down the rest of this field, you know, you'd own it any time, and I think he's probably just starting to realise his true potential now.
But
main race of the day. I've been looking forward to this race all week, the Doomben 10,000, and this great clash between Takeover Target and Gold Edition, both of them with history against them in the 10,000. In particular, Gold Edition. No 3-year-old filly's ever won this race previously. 10-1, 6-2 are our Sky ratings. And no 7-year-old has won the race. That's Takeover Target. No 7-year-old has won it since the race went to 1,350 metres many, many years ago. 40 cents. She is the favourite. And Larry is about to have a chat with Jim.
I love the look of him when he came past. Joe Janiak said he's improved. He's right. He's bang on. We're going to see a wonderful race. And I think what
moves up. Set. The gates open and they're off and running, and Gold Edition came out brilliantly, and so too did Takeover Target, but Gold Edition shoots straight to the front. Takeover Target's going to sit about a length off her in the early part. Media catch G.I. Jane, and last of all is Any Suggestion. They're at the 600 metres mark. They're quickening the tempo now. Gold Edition, she can't sneak away. Takeover Target's a length behind her, coming to the corner. 2 length the Black Ink, followed by Media Matani. Further back on the field, Malcolm. Royal Ida hard to catch. G.I. Jane, Any Suggestion. They're coming around the turn, and Gold Edition is the leader. On the outside, Takeover Target's trying to lay down the law. Then comes Black Ink, and Matani's coming home. Gold Edition, the leader, tackled by Takeover Target, which swept to the lead, and then followed by Black Ink, Matani the outside, but it's Takeover Target grabbing the lead. He is a sprinting champion. Takeover Target beat Gold Edition. It's a photo, and Gold Edition is the leader. On the outside, Takeover Target's trying to lay down the law. Then comes Black Ink, and Matani's coming home. Gold Edition, the leader, tackled by Takeover Target, which swept to the lead, and then followed by Black Ink, Matani the outside, but it's Takeover Target grabbing the lead. He is a sprinting champion. Takeover Target beat Gold Edition. It's a photo third, Matani or Black Ink. Further back in the field came Royal Ida, and then came... and he is the best sprinter in the world, Takeover Target.
He is an absolute champion, and Joe Janiak is here. Congratulations, Joe. He's done you proud again.
Oh, he certainly has, mate. He's just a great little horse, you know. Just, I can't explain how I feel. I'm just so excited and happy. Yeah.
All right, take it.
Too good, and must take my hat off. He's rightfully the champion of the world, because to beat her today surprised me, to tell you the truth, and I've got to take my hat off to a wonderful horse and a great training effort to bring him up like that again. So she was going, our girl, and for a baby she went all right.
Any differently in terms of instruction?
No, we were beat by a better horse on the day.
Where will she go now? All roads still leading to the Stradbroke handicap?
Yeah, well, the handicapper won't be able to penalise her now. It should be a start, but Matani wasn't far away, and I think he's a handicap certainty.
She's done...
rode them as well as they possibly could. They could not afford to ride one horse differently. Jimmy rode her the same way as he did here the other day, and of course Jay Ford.
Hey, what a story, huh?
He's a star.
He is a star, isn't he? Yeah. So is young Jay Ford, and we'll talk about and talk with.
I think he's a different horse to back then. You know, he's had a long time off. He's getting a lot older these days, but I think he's nearing that sort of peak form. I still think he's you know, a length or two off that, but I certainly do think he's on his way back to it.
Jay. Oh, it's up there. Yeah, well, I'm sure you do now.
In your hand.
Yeah,
they stitched you up, Graham.
They stitched me right up, thank you. That was, of course, Takeover Target's first start, and it won by 7 lengths at Queen Vienne, and that was back in, I think it was April of 2004. So
that's when Joe was living in the caravan and driving the taxi.
It is an amazing story.
Now Joe's having lunch with the Queen.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's been a fairy tale story. And
terrific run. Was doing his best work late, and it looks like he's really going to appreciate the step up to 2100 metres today. He actually went around in the Victoria Derby.
First of all is Cotton Fingers around the bend of the 400. Aqua Race to the leader. My Centurion went to second. Take the Plea went on the fence, and then comes Hulu Ava, and further back is Take It All, and Sirmiona's coming down the outside now with a big run. Oh, he's coming fast. Oh, he's coming from the tail. Sirmione swept up, and inside the 200, Sirmione raced to the lead from My Centurion. Take the Plea, Cara G, and Take It All, and Sirmione's racing away in the Grand Prix. He'll bolt in, and Sirmione won by 3 to My Centurion. Cara G third, Take It All fourth. The next time, Take the Plea. He'll be very close to Derby favourites. Sirmione, oh, he went quickly when Rod let him go. He was under restraint coming to the turn.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, the Conrad Treasury Queensland Oaks Group 1, 2,400 metres, and as expected, Eskimo Queen is the favourite. Hasn't moved from its opening quote.
Once again with his final comments on the Oaks. Ron, I want to...
And Pooties, they're at the crossing, 600 metres to go. Zingara out by Wonder Rose of Sharon. Zeagle Eagle going up to a strong third, followed by Rena's Lady, rearing behind those. Eskimo Queen is next, Lillian B, Doug's Mate, and Manamis and Fuji Fantasies a long way back past the 400. Zingara in front of Rose of Sharon. Zeagle Eagle, here's Eskimo Queen be called upon. Rena's Lady on the fence, and they're followed by Doug's Mate to the 200 metres mark, and Eskimo Queen sprinting quickly, dash past Zingara, then Rose of Sharon, Rena's Lady, but Greg Childs goes for home, and Eskimo Queen and the Oaks is over. Eskimo Queen's raced away, she won by 3 lengths, tight second and third, Doug's Mate, Rose of Sharon or Zingara, as only noses between them, quickly inside the 200, and she raced away, and she has bolted in the Oaks, Eskimo Queen. Now, second and third, there's only no...
The way she raced away from that sort of field, and at the half mile, she had them beat. It was a simply amazing performance for such a lightly raced filly. She looks a real stayer in the making, and who's...
Charles there, talking about Eskimo Queen. Good luck to you in this, the QTC Cup at Group 2 level. And let's have a look at the market. Well, the wide betting race, very wide betting race, Son of Dane is the favourite, number 12.
And he has got the 58, but look, he's carried big weights well in the past, and look, he's got a terrific...
Fourth, Telemus fifth, and then on followed by Enrique, the Jackal out about 3 deep, and Nova Stars 4 deep around the top corner. Then Amex, Mr. Hornblower, Smart and Mighty, followed by Magic Marvo. The Jackals going up deep. Any suggestions? The Grey third, Daunting Lad fourth, Son of Dane fifth on the fence. Nova Star deep, and then Tellum, Irish Sky, Prince Leo dipped over the crossing. Then Enrique, Smart and Mighty, Amex, Mr. Hornblower, Fritz's Princess, Magic Marvo, and then comes Vocalic and Fiorenza. Rasmussen leads at the 400, the Jackal a half length away. Then Any Suggestion, Son of Dane, Daunting Lad, Amex, Prince Leo, Enrico, Nova Star, the Jackal after Rasmussen at the 200. They're clear from Son of Dane. Rasmussen on the inside, the leader from the Jackal. Nova Star and Son of Dane are coming. Rasmussen is the leader. Nova Star's going home right over the top of Rasmussen, and Nova Star beat Rasmussen tight for third. Son of Dane and Mr. Hornblower from Vocalic. Fritz's Princess next, the Jackal on. And is my memory right? I reckon that was 4 and 5 wide down the side of the track all of the way.
Schweddy, congratulations. I think the last there, the updated market.
That runs an enigma. I mean, Nova Star won the race at the Gold Coast, the Silk Stocking. She sat 4 and 5 wide all the way. She goes around there yesterday, and around the first corner, she's closer to Nudgee Road from out there. She stays out there the entire trip. She doesn't go anywhere from the 400 to the 200, and then the 200 to the winning post, she scoots down the outside and knocks off a very good horse, Rasmussen.
Here to the O'Shea Stakes, and the favourite here is Head Turner number 2. It's been pretty solid. It's a
deep. Ring of Fire's trying to go with it. Grand Zulu closer to the fence from Ice Chariot. And then Hello Possums and Head Turner. 300 metres left to go. Gorgeous George the leader. Grand Zulu on the fence and Gaze out in the middle of the track. And Ice Chariot is getting up on the rail. Grand Zulu the leader. Ice Chariot. Gorgeous George. Gaze on the outside. Grand Zulu and Gaze have come away. Grand Zulu, Gaze, look at Pentathon. Pentathon jumping up out of the ground. He's done a rough habit. He's come from last Pentathon and he blows them in the O'Shea Stakes. Gaze out in the middle of the track and Ice Chariot is getting up on the rail. Grand Zulu the leader, Ice Chariot, Gorgeous George, Gaze on the outside. Grand Zulu and Gaze have come away. Grand Zulu, Gaze, look at Pentathon. Pentathon jumping up out of the ground. He's done a rough habit. He's come from last Pentathon and he blows them in the O'Shea Stakes. Gaze second, Grand Zulu third, not sure about fourth. Ice Chariot has break down over the back of the track. Is that Rough Habit or is it Pentathon? Have a look at him. He's done a Rough Habit. He has come from last.
Bon Honore going forward. He likes to roll forward, Bon Honore, as we know. He goes up on the outside of Lunch.
They're all at the gates, this big field, and they'll be moving in shortly. I can report that Gold Edition has been very heavily supported on course. They've really come for in.
Misty So too is hard to catch, and the Jackal is last. 700 metres to go. Gold Edition by 1. Malcolm second. Stormhill Races third. Sniper's Bullet Handy Lad. Excellent Snorts a long way back as a corner. Gold Edition cut the corner. She shot away past the 400. Gold Edition out by 2.5. Sniper's Bullet gets to second. followed then by Black Ink, and further back is Storm Hill and Malcolm. Gold Edition the leader. Sniper's Bullets coming after Gold Edition inside the 100. Gold Edition the leader. Sniper's Bullet on the outside picking up the filly. Sniper's Bullet went to Gold Edition, and Sniper's Bullet drew away, won the Stradbroke from Gold Edition. Benedetti third, Photo fourth. Miss Ubiquitous in the photo with Nova Star. Then comes Black Ink, reigning to win, followed by Royal Ida, Storm Hill, the next time of the race.
And the horse put the riding on arm, was cheering for Gold Edition, the filly.
Tracy, there's no doubt about that, and you've run it down. Yeah. Where do you see him fitting now as a 4-year-old? Is he going to be an out-and-out sprinter, or can you stretch him out to a mile or even beyond?
Oh yeah, I think he'll run. I do think he'll run 10 furlongs.
Right.
You know, he'll definitely run it.
So what's your goal with him?
I suppose we've got to look at the Cox Plate. We've got to sort of look at that, you know, strategy. We'll have to talk to the owners. I mean, he's a very good horse. He's a very exciting horse.
Send credit to Sniper's Bullet. I think there's a couple of things we should remember about Gold Edition. Firstly, she had to carry 53.5 yesterday. Dane Ripper won the Stradbroke, went on to win the Cox Plate. She carried 50. Yeah. Private Steer went on to win the Doncaster and other races and be one of the best sprinters in the land. She carried 48. Oh. And this filly had 53.5. Yeah. Carved out the first half in 46, and in the end, the other 18 couldn't get near, and the one come out of the ruck was the best horse in the day, and that was Sniper's Bullet. So, whilst we give total credit to Sniper's Bullet, I don't think you can speak highly enough of the performance of Gold Edition.
It was a wonderful performance, but
W Queensland Derby is only 8 minutes away at Group 1 level, and a filly is favourite for this year's Derby. That is Eskimo, and Bart's got the equal second picks with Empire's Choice, who's in half a point and has been well backed, and Sirmione has been...
Aquarius, further back is My Centurion, Ready When You Are, Volcanic Star. Then comes Sirmione, Empire's Choice a long way back, and then comes King of the Nile, and last of all, Sophistication as they round the corner in the Derby, in a sensational Derby, into the straight. Thessio joined by Sands of Time, Take the Plea. Danzy Bar came up on the outside from Fortin 1. They're followed by Resolution, and Sirmione and King of the Nile get to the outside to the 200. Thessio in front of Take the Plea, Danza Bar, Resolution, and now Sirmione is joining in quickly on the outside. Thessio, Take the Plea, Danzy Bar, Resolution, Sirmione, Empire's Choice getting up on the fence. Sirmione and Empire's Choice and Volcanic Star. The three of them hit the line, and Empire's Choice, I think Empire's Choice might have won the Derby, a nose to either Volcanic Star or Sirmione. It's a photo. Resolution, and Sirmione and King of the Nile get to the outside to the 200. Thessio in front of Take the Plea, Danza Bar, Resolution, and now Sirmione is joining in quickly on the outside. Thessio, Take the Plea, Danzy Bar, Resolution, Sirmione, Empire's Choice getting up on the fence. Sirmione and Empire's Choice and Volcanic Star. The three of them hit the line, and Empire's Choice, I think Empire's Choice might have won the Derby, a nose to either Volcanic Star or Sirmione. It's a photo for fourth. King of the Nile's prominent, and top of it, namely Empire's Choice and Volcanic Star. Resolution just weakling or just been cut out there with the red cap to four.
Job done well there, and like we said before, I think he's going to be a force in the spring, Alf.
Well, he's got to find, for mine, he's got to find 6 lengths to be a force in those
and
big
he's not
cups.
capable?
Oh, I'm not saying he's not, but he's got to, and few do it.
The Queensland Breeders' Winter Stakes over the 1,400 metres. And there's the champion filly Gold Edition heading the betting at $3.30. Aquadamore having its last race start back from retirement at $9.10. Nova Star also at 9.10.
Last go, and here the Group 1 fillies and mares Winter Stakes. I've gone, look, I'm staying with the mare, filly, I should say.
Nova Star followed by Hustler Chow Chow. Then comes Rosa Spur on the rail. Sequential Charm and G.I. Jane are wide, followed by Vitesse Dane. Hannah Ross is a long way back, and so too is Fritz's Princess, followed by More Than Lucky, and then Vega's Showgirl and Amana is last of all. Over the crossing, 600 to go. Gold Edition the leader, out by a length. Fashions Afield second from G.I. Jane, Chinkway, Cheto, Jardine, followed by Villa Bled, Downing State to the inside, and Aquadamora Martini for Russell called upon. Gold Edition's out in the middle of the track, and at the 400 she's the leader. Fashions Afield, G.I. Jane, Aquadamora, Jardine going up towards the fence, and then Sequential Charm, but Fashions Afield out in the middle of the track, went to the lead. Jardine, and now Nova Star's coming through in the middle. Nova Star is bursting through after Fashions Afield. Fashions Fashions Afield, Nova Star. Nova Star got up and won the winner stakes from Fashions Afield. Photo third, Jardine or Doubting. Then Aquadamore, Sequential Charm, Hannah Rossa, G.I. Jane Amana. Rosa Spur Martini for us, followed by Magically. More Than Lucky. The next time Villa Bled Vitesse Dane. Further back in the field, Fritz's Princess, Chinkway Chetto. Gold Edition has finished a mile back in the field. And last time is Vegas Showgirl. Nova Star, I think, has just got in here. Yep, big race at the Gold Coast, the Silk Stocking, and then she'd won the QDC Cup. She was unlucky, a little unlucky in the Stradbroke not to run the place. But Casitas was able to drive her through today. And
So you for 5. The King's Stand is the big race on Tuesday night. Miss Andretti is the favourite ahead of Takeover Target Bisley.
Stand with those horses for a start. Well, I think a 1,000-metre record is exceptional. You know, she's unbeaten at 1,000 metres. Magnus is a very
solid at 11-2, as is Bentley Biscuit. Set to go. Right up there with Dazed in a Maze. Just behind them too is Takeover Target. Dandy Man on the near side coming up there alone or just with one behind him. And the rest are grouping up out of the centre. Racing up now with a furlong and a half left to go. Anybody's race here. Magnus has now struck the front for Damien Oliver. Miss Andretti going with him. Miss Andretti and Magnus settle down to fight it out. The two Aussies and now Takeover Target. Dandy Man is finishing fast as well. Miss Andretti's digging deeper, and Miss Andretti, she's a champion. She goes on to win the King's Stand. Second on the near race here. Magnus has now struck the front for Damien Oliver. Miss Andretti going with him. Miss Andretti and Magnus settle down to fight it out. The two Aussies and now Takeover Target. Dandy Man is finishing fast as well. Miss Andretti's digging deeper, and Miss Andretti, she's a champion. She goes on to win the King's Stand. Second on the near side, Dandy Man. Third just behind the Magnus. Fourth Takeover Target. A 1-3-4 for Australia. Enticing behind them from Beauty is Truth, and well back in the... And absolutely delighted, Miss Andretti tucked in behind and then ran on.
Tell us what that was like. Look. An Aussie speechless. This says it all almost. I've lived all my life to do this. It's an enormous thrill for me. Bye, Mum.
3-1 favourite wins the King's Stand and Betfred alone.
Well, she definitely cemented Horse of the Year there. She's an absolute freak sprinter on hard tracks, obviously. A mare like her, and she certainly has to be one of the best sprinters we've produced for a long, long time.
She certainly is. Geez, a bonny horse, Takeover Target, isn't he?
He's a beauty, yeah.
Belting down. This is a serious shower of rain. This will start to get into the ground. It will make a difference.
Jim, Miss Andretti out to 9-4, having opened up at 13-8. Amadeus Wolf fairly strong in the batting. Third way in the Golden Jubilee, and Takeover Target has now raced up into the lead. Takeover Target on the near side, white sleeves and cap leads Magnus. It's an Australian 1-2 at the moment. Red Club's coming into it as well. Asset behind them, followed by Soldier's Tail, and Borderless Scott is battling on. And away, Soldier's Tail running on. Miss Andretti won't run a place. 100 yards left to go. Takeover Target grabbed by Red Clubs. Soldier's Tail and Asset coming hard, but the Aussies digging deep. Takeover Target. He won't be beaten. It's close. It's close between Takeover Target and Soldier's Tail. A photo just behind them as Asset for the line. And it's Soldier's Tail. This is the BBC's...
There was a look for race 3, Lucky Secret. Very smart horse this. He's very, very exciting. He's all the rage at $1.30, and on course he is...
Up to the bend, Mrs. Waters and Black Bubble. He comes to the outside on Lucky Secret now, rounding up the leaders, turning in. They're 3 lengths to Snappy Tom and Strategy G, but Lucky Secret quickly canters up to Mrs. Waters and Black Bubble, and he lets it down now, and away it goes. 5 on the trot coming up, unbeaten here at Moonee Valley. Lucky Secret is racing away from Black Bubble. Corporal Nadeem running on. Lucky Secret in a hand canter, 2.5 Corporal Nadeem. Black Bubble third. Fourth's either Snappy Tom or Wishmaster, who made ground a gap to double classic. See Tom, Strategy G drops. Now 5 for 5 this horse. He's a serious galloper. Lucky Secret.
In terms of what we think he can do. But look, I think he's the serious deal. I think he's probably a genuine Group 1 horse.
Secret is all the rage at $1.70. 5 starts, 5 wins is his record. From the
Lucky Secret's 3 wide outside the 2 leaders, straight legs the fence, and between those pushing through Black Bubble, 2 lengths further back on the fence in the green colours, Go Bendigo. Oh, gee, Burton swinging against this big time, this favourite Lucky Secret. And then further out on the track, Snappy Tom trying to run on from Corporal Nadim. Down to the 300, Lucky Secret. He's yet to go for him. He clicks him up hands and heels. Snappy Tom on the outside, second up from a year break, going after Lucky Secret. Lucky Secret's holding him at the moment. Snappy Tom can't get him. Battling away on the inside is Straight Legs, but Lucky Secret gives him another touch-up. Goes home and wins it well. Snappy Tom, good second. Brilliant Lad late on the scene, third from either Straight Legs, Spinks and Master. Lucky Secret, he was travelling well. He just didn't let go on the heavy track as well as he would on a drier surface. I've got no doubt about that. But he's all class. He's 6 for 6.
Race 8 Jennings, top rater 9, 4, 6 and 1. And 3 Valley.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Getting set. Very competitive race. Indy Suggestion certainly is the query. From going up again, Black Bubble. Snappy Tom wide. Jennings is getting right up on the fence, saving ground. Very wide out, Commander Monash. Gina Lollowichita 1 from the rail. Indy Suggestions wanting to lug a bit there and in traffic. Going around him as Lucky Diva. They were followed by Corporal Nadim as they jam-pack Straight Legs and Snappy Tom to the bend first. Getting up on the inside, Jennings. Here they come up the running. And Snappy Tom's going after Straight Legs. Jennings is bursting up on the inside. Jennings quickly sprinting through. Corporal Nadim comes off his back. Jennings with a great split. He quickly raced away. A blistering turn of foot on the heavy, and he wins it easily. Corporal Nadim second. Straight Legs third. Photo fourth. Starzendo when it was all over with Snappy Tom. They were followed by Any Suggestion. With Snappy Tom. They were followed by Any Suggestion.
On the last race, Jennings for Craig Williams. 9.
Got to the line strongly and then... They've never been beaten. Lucky Secret, odds on favourite. $2 on Super Tab, 160 New South Wales, 230 listed Sir John Monash Stakes. Top of the market is Lucky Secret. Is with Lucky Secret on the Unitab accounts.
Yeah, super elegant, the old bloke. It's a 650 metre mark, and it's on the inside, Miss Mooney, Lucky Secret outside it, 3 out, Marwin Gold, Pink Jacket, then Live in Vain out deep as they turn for home. Lucky Secret goes to Miss Mooney when they turn in now with about 350 to go and takes the lead. Lucky Secret a length in front, now accelerating 2 lengths to Miss Mooney. Only gets into the clear from Live in Vain. Saspy back last and under the whip in front of it stands out, but Lucky Secret going for the 7, and at the 150 accelerates 3 lengths in front. Live in Vain on a lead, followed by Vormister and stands out, but Lucky Secret gives it a crack behind the saddle, but it still gets there. Lucky Secret 3/4 to either Vormister, Live in Vain and on a lead, and a great go for the Marners. Then further back in the race came Stands Out, then it pays.
He's a star. I'll tell you why he's a star. He's broken the track record on a slow 6 here for the 1100 metres. If that's confirmed, 1:1.4. Record's 1:1.86. We've upgraded to a dead 5. Well, Intelligent Star ran this record. It's extraordinary. He had 4 and 10. I said to Tony yesterday, I don't think we've got to the bottom of him yet. We don't know where his level's at. And even today with that record time, a dead 5.
But I mean, the time he's run probably just justifies and confirms all the thoughts that we've had about the horse. So
I said to you yesterday.
Yeah, Dan Brereton and Tony Vassell, Lucky Secret, and as Alf said, it bled, which is very sad. So it's out for a while. Live in Vain second
this week, but at this stage, Tony Vassell has to take the horse away from Caulfield for 2 months of its 3-month ban. He'll give it 2 or 3 weeks off now, goes to the beach with Kelvin Burke and does a lot of work, and they have not given up of running in the Moyle or the Schwepper-Vessens on Cox Plate Day. If it won that race, it would still get to Hong Kong, but it has to win that race. That is...
Around the rules around bleeders. I mean, if that horse bleeds from 1 nostril instead of 2, he's not a bleeder. But
are you sure?
Well, yes, exactly. That's the rules.
Yeah.
If you can bleed from 1 nostril, not 2, you're not a bleeder. So the fact that he's bled out of both nostrils, does it matter? I mean, the act of bleeding is the blood entering the lungs. And does it matter whether it comes out of 1 nostril or 2? I mean, it bleeds from 1 nostril instead of 2. He's not a bleeder. But
are you sure?
Well, yes, exactly. That's the rules.
Yeah.
If you can bleed from 1 nostril, not 2, you're not a bleeder. So the fact that he's bled out of both nostrils, does it matter? I mean, the act of bleeding is the blood entering the lungs. And does it matter whether it comes out of 1 nostril or 2? I mean, it's